comes with me. Every option satisfies when I drop by. Solder seams when you need to reach me. It never takes me long to be supplied. I've got the upgrades you've been asking for. Kick infused, the universe is at your door. Ingesting time, I'm who you call for. Sequence is fun now, we can shift the fields once more. I've got the upgrades you've been asking for. Kick infused, the universe is at your door. Ingesting time, I'm who you the mother moon. Taste fear beneath our prints. The streets are wild with waste where we raise our descendants, rendering our space voracious architects. Our signal strikes the weak, instinctively connect. Thrash the floor, grounding the claws, teeth barrel, primal running loose. Let's make a pact, how we respond to alphas. We all think to belong. We're quick to mend, bring a rending tide, devouring carcasses of pride. We are the wolf, we're not the prey. They're not our strain, but they can play. Feel tremors slow, we're closing in. 2 feet on flesh among abuse. Shred withered minds, fangs into spines. We have the hunt, we'll introduce. Industrial, deep in our soul. Dance dark the rage to set us free. We know our own, we know their scent. This is our territory. Thrash the floor, grounding the claws. Teeth barrel, primal running loose. Let's make a pact, how we
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentle thems. My name is Gregory Crafts, and I am your Dungeon Master this evening. Welcome to episode, what is this, guys? 17 of Brutes in the Shackled City? Episode 17 of Brutes in the Shackled City. This is the Brute Squad, and we are here tonight in our fancy, shiny new array. Very, very excited to show this off tonight. We actually have, brand new OBS setup working here. Hopefully it works all the way through. I understand we're having some problems with the Twitch broadcast. Sorry about that, y'all. We will try and have that working again later. I don't have time to troubleshoot that right now. But in the meantime, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. And if you are watching, I hope you will please shout it out. I'm just going to give a quick preview here because we have in the chat here, we actually do have, when we go to the tabletop feed, we actually do have the chat fed, which is really awesome. So people who are participating, your comments, your insults, your praise, your whatever you want to call it, will be fed live onto the screen here. So be nice. But yes, please join us in this social celebration that is Dungeons and Dragons. And in the meantime, As I said, my name is Gregory Crafts. I am your Dungeon Master. I am a Dungeon Master with Mastermind Adventures. We are a company where if you have never played D&D before, or you've played for D&D for years, or other role-playing games too, because there are other RPGs out there. There's Star Wars, there's Star Trek, there's Marvel superheroes, there's, well, what's one that Disney doesn't own? Anybody? Skies of Glass. There's, what's the Honey Heist, where you get to play a goddamn bear. Literally, that's the name of the character, is a goddamn bear. Yeah, there's, all kinds of games out there. Vampire the Masquerade and all the World of Darkness stuff. If you don't want to run that stuff, we'll run it for you. Don't worry about that. As you saw during the pre-show, I have a number of adventures available that I will run for you. You can actually check them out on my blog. I'm going to put a link to that blog right now in the chat. Feel free to click that and check that out as you're watching tonight's adventure unfold. Just think, whatever I'm doing to these guys, I can also do for you. And also, before we get into the introductions, I have a very special, I can't type and talk at the same time. That's just, area games. Boom. You can actually check that out for my February games right there. But I have been talking about this off and on, and you might have heard mention of this on previous episodes, that I've been talking about running a West Marches campaign. Now, West Marches campaign is a large-scale effort. It is a game for anywhere from 10 to 50 adventurers, and it is a persistent world game. That means that party number 1 goes into the dungeon, kicks the door down. When party number 2 goes by that room later, that door is still going to either be kicked down, or maybe whatever monster has moved into the room since the intervening time went by, maybe that door has been repaired. Could be badly, could be fortified, who knows? And you never know what lies beyond that door now, since time goes by, because dungeons are living environments and ecosystems. So, I am thrilled to announce that as of this week, I will be launching my West Marches campaign. And it's not just any kind of West Marches campaign. It's a mega dungeon. Welcome to Secrets of the Barrow Maze, a West Marches style mega dungeon campaign. What this is literally a 300 plus room dungeon, and I'm inviting you and 49 of your best friends to join me as we go tearing through it like holy terrors and exploring what happens underneath the barrows. 300 plus rooms, that's like literally 3 years worth of content. So I'm really, really psyched for this. I want to have as many players as possible. Brutes, if any of you guys want in on this, let me know. But right now, Mastermind Adventures is offering a weekly or monthly membership subscription where you get a certain number of hours banked a week to book for games. Now, whether you book that for a one-shot or use it for an ongoing weekly campaign, you could do whatever you want with it. But the cool thing is with these West Marches games is that there's no set weekly time. And there's no set weekly group. You guys will all get on Discord together. You will pick a spot on the map. You'll be provided a map of the overland. And then you guys will be working collaboratively to create a map of the dungeon underneath as you map it out with your groups. You will get to work with your fellow adventurers. And basically, you can go into the mustering channel, talk to the other 49 players, be like, hey, I want to go check out room B6 and just find out what was in there, because there was that weird thing last time, and I want to see if it's still there, or if we've been able, or maybe we go figure out what the puzzle is over in A27, or any of these other things. And you put your party together, you message me, we set up a time, and then I run that segment for you. It could be basically any time. I just need 24 hours notice to get it set up. So hypothetically, I could be running this dungeon 6 days a week, because the seventh day is always Brute's Day. So please, if you want, please check out, join me for Secrets of the Barrow Maze, because this is going to be off the chain. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to put the link to that announcement in the chat right now. Where do I have a link to it? Right there. But yes, Secrets of the Barrow Maze. Now, the Barrow Maze is a dungeon that somebody else wrote. I'm not going to lie, I didn't write this. The guy's name who came up with it is Greg Gillespie. So big shout out to Greg Gillespie. We are going to go tearing through your prized possession here, and I'm hoping that that the fields of the barrows will be littered with the corpses of brave adventurers. And again, I can't type and talk at the same time, so... Boom. All right. So, yeah, check that out on my blog. Registration for that will be opening up later this week on mastermindadventures.com. I will definitely be putting it out on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, pretty much everywhere. And some of those games might even be live streamed. I will talk and get the consent of the players, but we may be streaming those games live. So you will actually get live archive footage of the explorations of this mega dungeon. So I'm super excited about this. I hope any players watching this tonight are super excited about this. And Brutes, I hope you guys are excited as we figure out what the hell's going on with y'all tonight. But real quick, I want to go on ahead and get into our introductions here this evening because I love you guys. I'm so excited to be having this game here tonight with y'all. And let's stop talking about all the other stuff that I do and let's talk about what's going on in Cauldron. So with our introductions, I'm going to start at Brady Bunch style right above me here with Mr. Paul.
Howdy, howdy. Paul Masterson here. In this world, I am Sir Feldruucan Fortress, Dragonborn, Golden-Scaled Paladin of the Path of Vengeance, and we've been down in these levels for a while. I think we're about ready to head on up and claim right of conquest on these, and hopefully Katha is doing well. What better gift to give to a friend than her ancestral home? My world is gone, so can't really get that back. But hey, it's a good feeling when you get to kick butt and give back to people. So I'm looking forward to tonight and seeing what's been going on upstairs while we've been downstairs for a couple of months. Or a couple of hours in in-game time. It's
been a couple of hours in in-game time. I mean, you guys have managed to be pretty efficient here if we're only talking about strictly in-game hours.
Absolutely.
But, yep.
I think it's going to be an epic song coming out of this for our fantastic bard.
Absolutely. Tara, I hope you're ready to work on that. Let's go ahead and introduce Mr. Adam next.
How's it going, everybody? I always learn so much in these intros. I had no idea your world was gone, your city, your home. I usually learn the most about Paul's character during these intros, so this is great. I'm Adam. I play Birch. It's a druid. I'm probably the youngest in the group, but also one of the
well. Now that Wookiee is gone AWOL, absolutely.
I think I was younger than Wookiee, which is the weird thing about it. But that means I'm pretty impetuous, but also able to take a world view. I think sometimes we'll see. Birch is working through some things.
Alrighty, and let's go over to, damn it, I've got my video reversed here. Let's go to Lorenzo. Mr. Nate.
Hey, I'm Nate. I'm playing Lorenzo the Rogue. I believe from last time my hand started vanishing, so that might be something to take care of in the near future. But other than that, I sit on a bunch of pile of money. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, And it's not just your hand, by the way, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Other side, let's go back to Mr. Brick. Mr. Joe.
I'm Joe McMahon. I'm playing Brick, a black-scaled Dragonborn warrior. I'm looking for some new heads to smack around. As fun as it has been chomping underground and killing monsters, it really does nothing for my skin. So some fresh sunlight, some fresh air, gotta moisturize. Brick's ready to go.
It's those black dragon scales, man. You're used to swampiness. It's not exactly swampy in a dwarven forge. It gets really hot, dry. It gets cracked. The cracking. You can't. And then at one point you guys are going to shed. So that'll be yeah. Anyway, let's go down to Tara. I got to get used to this. This is all. Yeah. Anyway, Tara.
What?
Hello, my name is Lauren, and I play Tara Ferrith, the Elven Bard, and I'm gonna have to start thinking up some good song lyrics for this adventure because it's been a doozy. I think I need to create, and I have to figure out how to incorporate the mimic song into my act.
Oh yeah, well both mimics really.
Think about these things.
Yeah, no, you definitely have to incorporate the mimics
change?
there. Oh yeah. Yeah, they could totally change.
Change with their mimic.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm still saying you should make some sweet armor and weapons out of those mimics. living weapons.
No, I was thinking like a little pet monkey. Maybe I'll get an organ grinder.
Well, no, they normally transform best into inanimate objects and disguise themselves as that. They can't become like a monkey or something. That would just be completely overpowered and out of balance.
Birch can get you a monkey.
Yeah, if you could become a monkey, he's gonna stop that. My God.
Yeah. Well, but you could turn him into the organ box. I mean, you could do that. So, all right, Mr. Graysoul. Damn it, Graysoul, right over here.
Hi, I'm Matt, playing Graysoul, the half-elf cleric of Lyra, the goddess of illusion and deception, who's going to have some interesting things in store for our group in the undetermined near or far future. And speaking of age, I may actually be the youngest at only 18 years old. I don't know. What are you rocking, Birch? I forget what your numeric.
You're totally younger than me. That's amazing.
I'm still fresh-faced.
Are you both human?
What? Yeah. Well, yeah. No, he's half-elf.
Oh, so you're he's actually younger then, right? Or
oh.
Yeah, especially half elves, because I mean, while time goes at the same progresses at the same speed, half elves are definitely longer lived than humans. So, yeah. Wow. So he's just a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 21, so you got me.
Why are you making weird ass deals with God if you're just a kid?
That's a good question.
That's exactly what a kid would do. Be like, hey,
I think the better question is, why is a weird ass God making deals with me?
Because you're young.
I'm innocent, young and impressionable, and I don't know any better.
I'm pretty sure I sold my soul on a Ouija board in middle school, so these things happen all the time.
I actually, in high school, bought 15 of my friends' souls. I have their little index cards where they signed it away for $1. One of them wanted it back so badly he offered me $20, and I refused him.
Wow. Do you still have it? Is my question. Do you still?
Yeah, I still got the cue cards somewhere in storage, in case I need them to bargain.
That's some real diamond hands right there. Get out and get some stonks and stick it to the man while you're at it. You know.
Ooh, topical.
Yeah, because I got nothing else to joke about right now because we can't fucking go anywhere. So. All I do is sit and scroll Twitter all day. My life is so sad. All right. But on Monday nights, it's time for some adventure. And Amanda is in the chat. Hi, Amanda. Wookie is yelling somewhere at the mention of who's the youngest. And she's like, God damn it, it's still me. And Birch, you're still old. So, yep. That's what's up. She's staking her claims. But
she's under 18?
Yeah. Dude, she's like 15, yeah.
Yeah, she's a kid.
Yeah, but she's a homicidal maniac for a 15-year-old. I mean, seriously, she could be a Harley Quinn for all we know.
She's the killer kid.
Yeah.
I need more backstory.
She's the real villain of this entire plot line. We just don't know
I
it
did
yet.
not want to reveal that so early, but since you figured it out, I just
Not for a new campaign, it's done.
Amanda, you've totally been outed as the villainess. Sorry. So we will we'll have to, when you come back, you're gonna have to start by plunging daggers into people from above when they're not looking or something. We'll work it out. It'll be awesome. So
street years are like dog years, I mean, she might be only like 15. I've seen things. I've lived through stuff.
She looks 60, but by God, she's only 15.
Yeah, exactly. Like the streets are rough. Oh yeah, hell, Wookiee's a straight up psycho child. Yes, indeed, and we love her for it. All right. So with that, let's go on ahead and resume the action here. There's been some stuff going on, y'all. Y'all got some stuff you got to work out. I'm gonna switch this over. We're gonna get to, first off, we're gonna go to Jzadirune. Get Jzadirune. And I see that we have over here, we have Graysoul, we have, oh wait, let me actually, now everybody else can see what I'm talking about too. That's important. Glad I got this all figured out now. This works so well. I have to give a big shout out both to the Brute Squad and to my family for hooking me up with Brutus, the new computer that now runs everything. And so I'm telling you, if there's any sort of system failures, it's not Brutus's fault. It is literally whatever streaming platform I'm working with that doesn't want to function tonight, like Twitch. So, but thank you, Brutes. Thank you, family. This system is amazing. So I'm glad to have it and be able to make this the higher quality stream that everybody deserves to watch. So, as we are here right now at the entrance to Jzadirune. I see that we have Graysoul. I see that we have Lorenzo, who just noticed that his hand is mysteriously turning translucent. He can actually kind of see through it right now. Could that be the Vanishing, which is a plague that has been known to be residing down here, a mysterious magical disease?
He just slept on it wrong.
Yeah, you know. Tara and Brick. But where is our fearless leader, Feldruucan? Or our fearless Feldruucan? Feldruucan is over here, elsewhere in the dungeon, and he's just realizing right now that he is all by himself.
I thought he was following me in my defense, but he's a big boy. He can take care of himself.
Well,
I am worried though about you, Lorenzo, who appears to be missing a hand, maybe part of your arm.
Almost.
It's concerning.
Brick, give me a perception check on that.
Sure.
Can't we just cut his hand off and then lesser restoration him a new one?
Well, Brick, as you're looking at him, you see him looking at his hand, and you realize that as you're looking at him, from the angle that you're looking at him, you're looking at him kind of like head on, like so. You can see through his hand and see his face, but then you realize that as he takes his hand away, you could see through his face and see the wall behind him. Just a little. Just a little, you know? Yeah.
I turn to the rest of the group, and it's like, can the rest of you see through his head? Is that? Am I just seeing that? Is it not just his hand that's translucent now?
Yeah, this is beyond us. This is bad.
Was the creeper that we had found this far along? That his entire body was translucent?
Well, the funny thing is about those skulks is that they're naturally invisible. So you wouldn't actually be able to tell how far along he was because he's naturally invisible to adult eyes. Although, unfortunately, Wookiee is not there right now, but Wookiee could see him, and Wookiee described him as mostly, almost completely faded away.
Lorenzo, do you recall when you started going transparent?
Just noticed it now, like as we came up here.
All right. I don't know what to do. Like, do we go to the university? Do you think the church will help? Like, I mean, they didn't have a solution 75 years ago, so I don't know what we should be doing here. I should probably go back and get Feld though. Feld, you're seeing this, right? He's like,
seeing what?
Lorenzo, you can see through it. Well, you can't see through. You can't see. Well, I mean, he's there, but like he's not. Like you can see. Look, I'm gonna go behind Lorenzo and put my hand behind his head.
How many fingers?
Give me a perception check on that, Feld.
Okay.
To be clear, I am not touching Lorenzo. I'm not getting close enough to accidentally touch him with my hand. I'm like a good 2 feet behind him doing that crap.
He looks fine to you.
My first roll, 2. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Are you serious? Like, guys, back me up here. You can clearly see through him, right?
Okay, as you take a second look, you can actually like totally see that Brick is giving you the middle finger behind through Lorenzo's head. The middle.
Is there another creature down here? Is there? Are you all right, Lorenzo? Do you feel all right?
I'm feeling a little lightheaded.
Do you have?
What did you touch?
It was probably the bag, right? Because that was the whole.
That's the only
right?
thing I've reached down
that was causing the.
No one else has.
Did you use anything magical? Did you touch anything particular? Did you use
this bag got me this badger.
The badger bag.
Yeah.
Did anybody else touch? Well, did it? So okay, so hold on. Group question: do we recall? Because I don't remember, guys. I'm not good with words. Do you remember?
The wand of sleep came from down here too, and that's fine.
That's true.
Wasn't there a few chests, guys? weren't you going through a few chests and only one of them had something in it? Maybe the other ones also had something in it, but
We opened all of them.
that's my point.
Oh, you're saying, oh.
One
Well,
had
what-
something
that's-
invisible.
What have
There's
you
one
all?
with a dagger on it. There was one. No. There were animals, right? There was a rabbit. There was a wolf, and then the badger.
Well, what were you guys? Were you guys doing anything here?
No, I was just. We're playing cards, waiting for you guys.
I don't know what we do, Feld. Like, if they didn't solve it 75 years ago, I don't know. Do we go to the church? Do we go to the university? Do we even tell anybody that this is happening to them? Are they going to freak them out if we bring them back up top?
I think. Well,
Do
I
we
think-
know if this transmits through touch, or does he have to interact with something cursed down here? Like, if we bring him topside and people see that he's turning invisible, won't they go crazy?
That's what I'm saying. Can we even take them up? We have to wrap them in we have to mummify them. We gotta wrap them up in cloth.
Do you have any gloves, Lorenzo?
We'll just say he's a leper. We'll call him a leper.
I am not cool with this plan.
I think. I wasn't the whole thing that it is. I think didn't we learn that this was considered contagious, which was why they left?
Brick
That
back.
might have been fear-based.
Well, now, who touched the guy who died as he was disappearing in the closet?
I don't think any of us touched him. I gave
We
him.
attacked him, but I hit him with a warhammer. I didn't touch him.
He had a cloak around himself. He had yeah.
Did you search his body, Lorenzo?
Nope.
Really?
No, I
And he
didn't.
Well, now I'm wondering about
He wasn't like that before the room with the badgers.
And
So
you
it
haven't
happened-
been casting any magic in here or anything?
I can't cast magic.
Well, the group of you.
Well, I did get to walk on the walls, but I don't think I had anything to do with it.
Wait,
You were walking on the walls?
He can still do it. I was experimenting. That has nothing to do with this.
Was it the hand? Did that hand go on the walls?
Well, I walked up the walls and across the ceiling and back down again.
Oh,
It's
so
just
multiple. So
It's just a
multiple
simple
limbs.
spider climb. It's Yeah.
Well, look. I mean, this was like, all right. Look, if I mean, nobody noticed it in the badger room, right? And that was like what, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, and he's already like see-through. Like, how much time do we have? Like,
What? How much of him can we see through right now?
It's faint. It's
But it's
faint.
all
His
of your
entire
body.
body, or just his hand?
I would say he's like.
It's also possible it's a delayed reaction. He might not.
Hey Nate, what's your unfettered? What's your normal charisma score?
My normal charisma score is a 14.
Yeah, it's a 9 now. So you're about a third of the way see through. So if he had an opacity slider, it would be that it would suddenly be at about 67%.
I think we need to get him topside.
So it's not like creeping
As
into his
quickly as
hand
possible.
down.
No, it seems like it's coming from the core of him out.
If this is contagious, we don't want to take him topside.
Is there
This
a,
is
We
contagious.
could
Should we
quarantine
not be
him
going
at his
topside?
house.
Well, none of
I
us
already have it.
I know
Well,
nothing
I
about
touched grass.
quarantining.
Greg, Brick wants to do a thorough inspection. Like, just like everybody hold up your hands. I want to check everybody in the group.
Okay. I will say that you spend enough time that you can get like an automatic 20 on all these. You're being incredibly meticulous, and no one else in the group is infected right now. But you also have to remember you've had 5 people depart your party.
Shit.
And your mule.
Well, it makes me wonder about what we do.
So, all right. So what's the next step?
Maybe Wookiee never left. We just can't see her anymore.
Do we go to the church or the university? Feld, did you find anything else down here?
A creature that I'm not quite sure what it is beyond the barricades, floating creature with spiked long tentacles,
That's
kind of
terrifying.
basically a floating brain with almost looks like the beak of a bird of prey and long barbed tentacles. And there was
now
a
is not the
forge
time
over
to
there.
talk about sandwich construction. Lorenzo's turning invisible. Just shut up for a second.
What?
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 Wait, speaking of,
He wasn't describing a sandwich.
The voices again? This
Could
is
this-
Graysoul. This is not. Can
Oh,
you,
I wasn't talking to Feld. I'm sorry. Ignore me.
could this be at all connected to whatever it is that you did to help save us? I mean,
Yeah.
To be clear, I didn't do anything.
who did?
My goddess Lyra. May
Okay,
have
but that's your
intervened
God. That's on you, bro.
Like,
Well, it's on her technically.
is this something we need to be concerned about?
She didn't mention anything about infecting anyone with the vanishing.
What did she mention?
She wants a small favor from each of us at some undetermined point in the future, in exchange for us not dying down here.
Now, how would you describe this? I'm not sure I'm familiar with this goddess. Is she like a buy you a beer and give you a hug sort of goddess, or is she more of like a pound of flesh goddess?
Well, can you talk to her right now? Like,
I don't like how long it's taken him to answer that very simple question.
You gotta understand that people have moods. She's not a vindictive evil god.
okay, look, Graysoul, can you talk to her right now and ask her what, like, make sure that this isn't her? Because if it's not, we need to get going. Like, and I turn back to the group. Like, where are we going? Like, it's either the church or the university, Fran. Somebody's got to do something to delay this.
Do you have a powerful cleric at the church?
We should, yes.
Okay,
I would get into a praying stance and try to communicate with my goddess and see if she responds.
sounds like a
But
plan.
I'm wondering, guys. I'm gonna keep in hushed tone so as not to disturb Graysoul's meditation. Both Lorenzo and Wookie reached into that weird chest where you couldn't see in, and then you could grab things out of it, like had one of those invisible barriers or a pocket dimension or something. And I'm wondering if maybe that has something to do with it, because it's only been a few hours.
But we've also passed through a number of veils that had that too.
Well, that's
we were
true.
talking about the bag that the badger was in. Not, I don't think any of the
No.
chests were like a bottomless, but the bag was definitely like you could reach her.
There's that chest.
Well, we
There's
know-
that chest. You could reach in and you wouldn't see it, but you could pull something out.
There was a hidden compartment, but I'm saying like the magical bag, like you could like, reach your arm.
Yeah.
I think it's the bag. I think it's
I
the
think
bag.
Rick, what he's talking about is there's a smaller chest that we had that had an illusion over the top of it as well, that had the chessboard and other things in the bottom of it that that Wookie and Lorenzo were fiddling with.
Well, I mean, we don't know where Wookie is. There's nothing we can do
Right.
about that. So
We also, I think, we need to find out. We need to send a bird to the city where most of those who fled here went to, and see if they have any knowledge of this and how to fix it.
well, I mean, clearly they don't because they left 75 years ago
And never returned.
and never. Yeah, if they knew, they would have come back. Like, there's an entire city down here filled with shit. Like, they're not gonna just
Do we still have the bag?
Yeah, I have the bag.
stack the bag.
Maybe someone topside can identify it, and that'll teach us
So,
something.
then that's what I'm saying. So church or university or both. Like the university probably has people who are better at like identifying magic if it's like a curse bag or something. But like in slowing this down, I assume going to the church is our first stop.
I believe that I can perform identify as a ritual if we're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, I think we absolutely need to go to the church right now to stop this from progressing. Like
That's
yeah.
great to know,
as
though.
soon as
That'd be
Greg's
great.
done talking to his crazy ass god, we need to hoof it to the church of a real god who's not batshit crazy to help our friend.
He didn't say crazy.
When you say real God,
I give Birch a look, like there's a lot of eye, and with dragonborns that, I mean, we got big ass eyes. You're getting a lot of eye. Like,
Everyone,
I've
hold,
never-
please.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for calling the Goddess Lyra's tech support. This is Agent 474746. Who am I speaking with, and how may I be of assistance?
Can we all hear this?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
This is one of your clerics, Grey Soul. I'm just checking to see if my goddess is turning my party member invisible here as part of our deal not to die. Can you check my case file on that, please?
Hold, please. And what is your current location?
Underground, in the ruins of Jzadirune, above the Malachite Hold, prime material plane.
Prime material plane. Very good. Hold on one moment. And is this Grey Soul the Wicked, or is this Grey Soul the labeled here by a previous agent, Grey Soul the incompetent that speaks to himself?
Second one, I guess.
Very good. All right. One moment, please. Let me take a look at your file here.
Feld, how you talk to your god? Okay, just checking.
Very competent.
No.
Yes, I see that you recently opted into our fabulous get out of jail free card due to party stupidity. Yes, but yeah, and please explain to me the problem that you're having with the package currently.
One of the party members is turning invisible, apparently afflicted by the vanishing.
By the way, guys, out of game, you guys can hear what he's saying. You can't hear what I'm saying, just to let you all know, okay? And I'm sorry, there was a burst of static there, sir. What was that again? You said that somebody was vanishing?
Yes, and infected with the vanishing. I just want to make sure that that's not part of our package deal here.
And what is the vanishing? I'm sorry, this does not seem to be something that is covered within our domain. I understand that we are of illusions, but I don't see anything here under...
It's when someone slowly disappears.
Slowly disappear. Are we talking socially? That's called an Irish goodbye, or a
physically in front of you. Yeah.
Physically in front of you. Could you describe the symptoms?
Turning invisible.
Turning like so like quickly, or like how long are we talking here?
At a troublesome rate, I would say 30-ish% per, I don't know, 30 minutes, 1% a minute.
That's really rapid. Ish. Okay. Good to know. Let me do a search here. No. The contract that you agreed to and signed for on behalf of all the members of your party present at that moment, which I believe included a Terrafereth, a Lorenzo, a Birch, a Sir Feldruucan, Church of Helm. Oh, that not gonna like that. Oh boy. All right. Well, he's gonna have a good time with this. I hope he knows what he's in for. You better explain the terms and conditions here a little bit. And to a Mr. Brick, although I do see that there was a Catha Glenannon and possibly have you spoken with this Wookiee about possibly converting?
No.
No? Do me a favor, slip that in there. That might go over real well. But according to sorry about that. To get back to your claim here, according to the terms and conditions of the agreed to miracle, they are simply owed a favor, and there is no or they owe the goddess, of course, a favor of her choosing at her discretion and time and place, and they cannot refuse it, which was, of course, present in the contract that you signed in triplicate. But there's nothing in here about turning invisible. Okay. So whatever that is, that's not us. Good luck. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Yeah, I didn't get my coupon book last month. Can you make sure that's email?
I will get right on that, sir. And if you don't mind, would you mind holding on? If I could, if you're satisfied with your care here, sir, can I transfer you to take a brief survey to review my performance? Would that be all right?
No, we're kind of in dire straits here at the moment. I'll get back to you on that.
I understand. Well, thank you very much, sir, for calling the Church of Lyra helpline. I hope you have a prosperous and wonderfully illusory and deceiving day.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna. All right. Yeah, it's not the god, guys. Sorry.
All right. So we go to the church, try and delay this. Go to the university, see if anybody can identify the pouch, assuming that's the issue.
I think it makes sense that you make sure Lorenzo's cloak is up and don't touch anything, and let's go to the church and see what they advise, and then if not that, the university.
Not quite sure what happened.
On the Facebook feed, it cut off right after you said, "Would you be willing to fill out a survey?" So it got that whole thing.
Well, I'm glad it got that bit because that was hilarious. So anyhow, sorry guys, we're back now. As I mentioned, we had an unexplained power surge here at DM headquarters, aka my in apartment office area. I'm wondering if one of my cats decided to chew on a power strip or something, because Bailey likes to do that.
God was not cool with him not doing the post call interview.
I mean,
punish us for it.
Cat's gonna cat, but yeah, but I mean, it wasn't just. Both my monitors went out. My ring light flickered. The light above me flickered. So just whatever happened. But we're back now. So we are back. Sorry for the loss of signal. Let's get back to it. Cool. Alrighty then. As we were talking about it, Graysel, you did not want to do the post-call survey, so we'll pick it right back up.
From the decline?
Yeah, well, from the hang-up. You could do it from the hang-up.
Okay.
And I'll just check and see if we're actually live on Twitch now, too, while we're at it. Maybe that fixed it. Doubtful.
Okay, guys, it is not part of our deal with my goddess. She just wants to collect a favor at some point in the future, and making us turn invisible is not part of that deal.
Super great. All right, so then we need to go to the Church of Helm now, try and delay this, and then the university. I don't know who else to ask. The university, see if they can identify this bag or identify a specific curse or something.
I think if they don't know what to do, that seems like they would be the ones to point us in the right direction.
All right. We all agreed on this? We need some sort of cloaked hoodie cloak thing for Lorenzo, because if anybody sees through his head, they're gonna freak the fuck out, and rightfully so. Do we have a hooded cloak here for him? If not, we're just wrapping him in bandages.
I think we've picked some up along the way.
All right.
Yeah, we do, because I used it as a costume earlier.
There you go.
Yes,
Fantastic.
we had
Then
a couple of,
let's-
I think. And I think I still have
Let's
my
hope it's
the one in my disguise kit.
All right. Yeah, you guys do have. You guys do manage to have enough fabric to wrap up Lorenzo. So you're all going to the surface.
Yes, we're going straight to the Church of Helm, I think.
Let's inform them to lock the door on our way up, though, because whatever you described is still down here that we have to clear out. That sounds terrifying. We don't need that coming up to the city yet.
Correct.
And with this many traps down here, I don't think it's wise to have anybody come down here. Just generally speaking, so
put up an under construction sign.
We can after we fix this with Lorenzo, we can come back and clear it out. And I mean, it's an entire city. I assume we do something with it, right?
Well, the access point is in Keegan's shop, and so if we don't tell anyone where it is, and he locks his door very tightly.
I don't know if we can trust Keegan.
Well, we don't have to trust them. We just have to make it sound as terrifying as possible, so they don't come down here.
Just describe the tentacle beak things. And
we'll say there's a tentacle beak thing on the loose.
How about this?
We got stuff to do. We can't deal with it right now. So don't go down there.
How about this? We leak information that Keegan let all his kids get stolen by his fake keys, and then we buy his shop after he's run out of business. Now we have our own personal access. this entire place whenever we want.
I love that you're physically disappearing from the world, but have fraud real estate schemes on the brain.
Never stops.
First of all,
That's
we gotta get headed to the Church of Helm. Secondly, no, I don't think it's a good idea to tell everybody in the city that virtually every lock in the city doesn't actually work or can be picked. That's gonna cause a shit ton of panic, which we don't need right now since we're already bringing infected.
Or a lot of business if we take over Keegan's key shop, because everyone would need to replace the. Never mind.
Are you a key maker? Is your god? Is that your god's long-term plan, Grey Soul, to become a key master?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God! Can we just go to the Church of Helm, guys?
I've got so many questions. Lorenzo, do you want to ride? I can become a riding horse. That sounds very forward, but maybe you're not feeling well.
You want me to touch you when I have this disease?
Oh, thank you. That's a really good point. And I take another 10 steps back.
Right? Good man, smart man. Let's go.
All right. So
To the
you guys
church.
head up to the church. All right. You come up through. You come up the stairs into the base of Keegan's shop. The shop is dark. No one is there. The door is locked from the inside, and Earl, your donkey, is asleep. Is laying in the middle of the shop asleep.
There's nobody. We don't see anybody else here.
No one else is there.
But it's been locked.
Yeah, well, his gear on him.
He does have have what looks to be a load of actually, hold on a second. He is currently stripped of all stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because they would have taken it.
You hope.
Can I do Greg? I want to do a perception check. There's 2 floors to this building, right?
That's correct.
All right. I'm gonna check this floor and then go check the 2nd floor.
Okay.
I don't understand how it's locked from the inside and all that's here is our donkey.
You go upstairs, and upstairs you find a couple of rooms, and you find a study upstairs and then a bedroom. There's the 2 separate spaces off the room, and they are empty. And the front door is locked from the inside. You are able to unlock it from the inside and go out.
I'm gonna walk up to Earl and give him a pet and nicely give him a hug and nicely wake him up.
He wakes up and kind of like sees that it's you and is like, oh. And then kind of like starts taking his head and nudging it into your satchel where he's like, where he knows that you keep the snacky snacks.
Oh yeah, the honey.
And I give him some snacks.
Honey cakes.
Okay. All right. You managed to pull a little bit. You pull a little bit of oh my God! What? You pull a carrot out of your satchel and hand it over to him, and he's just like, hum, 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 hum.
I come back downstairs. I tell him there doesn't appear to be anybody in the house, so I'm not entirely sure how this got locked from the inside. Are there windows someone could have left through, Greg?
Well, I think they would have just locked it as he left.
Right, but it was locked it's locked from the inside, unless it's like a.
Oh no! Pardon me. You could see on the inside that the deadbolt is thrown, or the deadbolts are thrown, I should say. But somebody could walk through the door, close the door, and turn the keys from the outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pardon me. I apologize for my poor description.
I thought they were like hooks or okay.
Yeah, nothing nothing like that. And I'm adjusting.
Let's go.
Who did we send up with the donkey and Keegan?
Katha, Fario, and Felian, and Keegan, and the kids.
Okay.
And actually the rest of the folks who were kidnapped too. They came up with the party.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
All right.
Is it possible to lock the door behind us at all, or?
You guys don't have any sort of key or anything to lock the shop as you leave. But you can see that. Actually, give me an investigation check real quick.
And in fact, when we leave, if we can move like a chunk of furniture in front of that wall, where the hidden door is,
Graysoul, you and Brick are looking at the door, and you realize that half of those locks will engage automatically as you close the door behind. So
Mine's a 2 due to disadvantage on
oh, okay.
intelligence.
So yeah, you're just like, I don't know, guys. If we walk out that door, this door's going to stay open. So, like wide open.
Brick's confident with his investigation.
Yeah.
We
Why
know
are
it's
you
kind of a hidden door, but I think before we leave, we're gonna barricade that
Bookshelf or a table or something to.
Okay. There are a couple of chests. I mean, in this workshop area, there are a couple of flat top chests that you can take and stack up in front of the door.
Done. Let's do that, and then let's book it.
All right. So you take the chests, you stack them up, and then you turn and exit out. As you come out, it is nighttime. It is late. Close to as you estimate. Just by the desertedness of the streets, that it's somewhere in the middle of the night. You guys have been down there for, you guys found the door, early afternoon, and it's been at least 12 hours. So it's matter of fact, give me a round of perception checks. Yeah, Graysoul. Oh my God, everybody except Birch. Birch, you're looking up, Birch, and you see, oh, it's a full moon tonight, and how gorgeous it is. You know how this is lovely. Everybody else, you hear last call being called at the taverns.
All right,
So
well,
you can hear the folks at the taverns, yelling for last round and stuff like that. So at one point, if you guys don't get moving soon, the streets are going to be full of drunken revelers as they're getting rolled home. So, but if you wish, you can quickly start making your way. We'll get you guys over here. You go from. Oh, and there is a nice light rain this evening as well. The moon is shining through some lovely rain clouds. I don't know how that works, but it works. You guys go down. You guys take Lava Avenue around, up past Lantern Street, up past Low Lantern Street, pardon me, up to Middle Lantern, and then come around to the front of the church. As it gets, and it's late, but you all manage to get to the front of the church without incident.
Well, as we get to the front of the church, are there any guards standing out in front?
No, there are no guards standing out in front.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to walk to the door, which I imagine is locked, and I'm going to give the standard knock, and I say, "Open the door. It's Sir Feldruucan and company, and awaken all senior leadership. We have an emergency."
All right. Hold on 1 second. You can hear like a start, and you hear from within. The Church of Helm will be open for blessings in the morning.
Rick is going to come up and just pound the door like 3 times and be open the. I guess goddamn door is probably not up there.
I put my hand on Brick and I say, "Old friend, I have this." And I say, "Man of the Watch, this is Sir Feldruucan Vorchrist. Open the door at once and rouse all senior leadership."
You hear scampering over to the door, and from the backside of the door, you hear and the door opens up, and you can see the first thing you notice glinting in the moonlight, in the foggy moonlight, is the shaved pate of Brother Rufus, who you have known for a few days now, one of the acolytes, and clearly he was the one who was assigned to watch tonight and must have fallen asleep on his duties. Sorry, Sir Feldruucan. You're back. Your companion said that you would be returning at some point, but we expected you sooner. Is everything well?
Everything is not well. We have much to discuss. I need all senior leadership in attendance, and I need a runner to go to the university at once for whoever they have there who is aware of the history of the vanishing or any contagious magical effects.
Wow. That's a tall order, sir. Let me get acting high priestess Jenya. I shall.
Yes.
Yeah. And
rouse any squires or pages who may be asleep. Tell them to stand as though they are on a war footing, for they should consider the city under siege.
What is going on?
It is not for you to ask questions. It is for you to act, Brother Rufus. Be about it.
Yes, sir. And I shall fetch everyone immediately. And he runs off, and you can hear him yelling for the other junior acolytes, to rousing them out of their slumbers. As you guys come in and let yourselves in and settle down, you set up like a camp in the main hall. Coming into the room in an absolute just flurry of activity, pulling a robe on over her nightgown is acting high priestess Jenya. Sir Feldruucan, what is the word?
We believe that we have rescued many of the hostages from down below, but on our return, we are not aware of whether it was an object or what, but one of my companions appears to have been afflicted by the vanishing. We know not whether any of the other hostages or those who came before us may have been afflicted by it, but we are in haste to act at once and are treating this as a potential plague upon the city.
Very well. And where is your compatriot?
Point over to Lorenzo. If there's anything we can do to slow down the speed, this was maybe 45 minutes ago. He was perfectly fine.
He's very method.
Yeah, he's very. Yeah. Nate just texted me. He had to step away for a moment to deal with a family thing. So that's what happens when you're a father of two. So he will be right back as soon as he can be. But in the meantime, Jenya sees Lorenzo in his current state and is kind of like a little wide-eyed, and she's like, "Come with me, brother Rufus, please escort Sir Lidu to private quarters, isolated, and fetch me the tomes. We have work ahead of us."
High Priestess, should we send a runner to the university as well? Would they perhaps have someone who would be able to assist us?
That is a wise idea. My runners and pages are still getting themselves assembled and gathered at the moment. So perhaps one of your party would be willing to go.
I can go if you want. I'm pretty fast.
And you're a mage. They may receive you more warmly than a dragonborn or a.
I appreciate it. I don't consider myself a mage, but I get what you mean.
You do magic, kid. You're a mage.
Very well.
I think you're magical too.
That's classist. He's a druid.
Oh, Lord. All right.
You know what, buddy? I don't want to hear any of your crazy shit-talking shit right now, all right? You can mumble to your god and make some more bad deals on my behalf without asking me.
Okay.
Birch will go do something useful.
All right.
Besides healing you constantly.
Saving your life wasn't useful?
Birch, are you...
I'm hurt. I understand, but I'm hurt.
Birch, are you taking anyone with you?
Someone can come with me if you like.
Do we need to find the people we freed and round them up and maybe bring them here and isolate them?
Jenya looks at you and says, that may very well be. What is this that he is infected with, and how contagious is it? You act as if the whole city is in danger right now. Is it? What do you know?
It would appear to be the vanishing, what afflicted the gnomes 75 years ago. We don't know if it's contagious at all. We don't know anything about it. Only Lorenzo currently is infected. The rest of the party who left before us, we don't know. We suspect it was due to a specific item, a magical item that he touched and used. which is why we want to have someone from the university come and do a thorough inspection, a magical inspection of the item to see if we can identify it. We are simply being precautious, worst case scenario.
Do you
Very-
want us
very
to bring
well.
the bag to the university? Or do you want to identify it here and we'll ride?
I
It
believe
should-
that the
we should
best
not have it leave this building. I would bring someone here.
request that request an acolyte from the Blue Crater Academy, perhaps one of the professors and a few members of their staff. But
Jenya, is there something that you can send with Birch so they will recognize the urgency of this request?
Brother Rufus comes running in. Fetch me parchment, ink, a quill, and my seal.
Who's coming with me?
I am.
Okay, great.
Okay. Brother Rufus runs off, and he's looking haggard right now, like just poor guy's getting run all over the place. He comes back in a moment later with the quill, the parchment, the ink, and a metal seal and some wax and a candle. As a matter of fact, she sits down and scribbles out a note. She says, "You will find that it is the one of the Night Watch that stands guard within, on the campus of the Blue Crater Academy at this hour. Ask them to rouse one of the professors that specializes in, I believe, enchantment. The professors of the School of Enchantment would be able to help us here. Who is it that I recall that... Oh, who was it? I remember him. He was an interesting gentleman. Shaved pate as well, but actually fully bald. Tattoos on the side of his head. Rhaegon. Azar. That's, yes, I shall... ask them to rouse... Rhaegon Azar, an acolyte of the School of Enchantment, and have him and his staff come to us immediately. Let him know that I have not forgotten about the debt that he owes me." And she scrolls up. She rolls up the scroll, rolls it up, takes the candle wax, drips it a little bit on there, takes the seal, seals it, hands Birch the scroll.
I'm going to go ahead.
He shall respond to that summons.
Gun.
Rhaegon
Right.
Azar.
I hand the scroll to Graysoul. I say, "You ready?" And I turn into a riding horse, which has a speed of 60 feet. But if I just go all out, because I'm not attacking, I can go 120. So we'll get there pretty fast.
Very good. All right. So you guys go trotting off. Yeah, taking off into the night. Graysoul, give me a dexterity check. As you know, bonus points for coconuts.
I jump up and stand on the horse's back as we ride, and I surf him to our destination.
All right.
He's full Teen Wolf.
Yeah. So you guys get going. You guys take off. The acting High Priestess Jenya turns to you, and it says, "I understand your concerns. I do not believe that this is a situation that calls for a citywide lockdown as of yet. But let us investigate more. Obviously, we must give this our highest priority, but we should not react with undue haste until we understand more of what is going on at this time."
Yes, we saw some down below who seemed to perish from it. We know not how long they were afflicted, as they were not of right and sound mind in their final moments. But I do believe they'd been down there for some time, which lends credence to you. However, those were creatures of the Underdark. We know not how this would affect those who are here on the surface. But as always, an abundance of caution in the defense of all is our way here in the Church of Hell.
I agreed. Your caution is warranted, Sir Feldruucan. I understand and appreciate where it is that you are coming from. But yet, a citywide lockdown, while we believe that this might be caused by a single object interacting with a single person at this time.
Yes, but
Yeah, yes. I believe that we are thinking along the same lines here. So,
I would be remiss also, High Priestess, if I did not mention, in fulfillment of my oath as a knight of the Church of Helm, that in a giant battle down in the caverns below, one of our companions made a pact with his god, one Lyra, who I'm not familiar with. There was a divine occurrence healing our wounds and turning the tide that allowed for the escape of those below. But we have been told that this god expects a small favor in the future from all of us.
so you find yourselves in debt and bound to another god at this time.
I know not much of this god or what a small favor is to them, but I would be remiss were I not to share such information as a defender of the people.
Well, this is very concerning.
Yes.
Well, we shall have to deal with that as it comes. What are the terms that you agreed to?
I did not agree to any terms.
And yet you are bound.
It appears from the mutterings of the individual in the group, who does seem to be a man of character, that his terms were a small favor in the future at a time of this goddess's choosing. Again, I know not this goddess. I know not what your knowledge of her is, of to what degree we should be concerned, or to what degree we can make recompense to be extracted from this deal that we were not entered in with our own volition.
Well, I shall need to know more about the situation as it develops, but what do you mean you are not aware of the Church of Lyra?
That may have been a day that I was studying more a different page. This is not a church that I have studied in great detail.
Well, if I were you, I would do some homework on that and understand more about what it is that you have been opted into, as it were. Perhaps your friend, who I believe, and she turns to Graysoul. Actually, Graysoul is gone.
Yes.
Your friend who is currently absent, the cleric of that church, can inform you more about what it is that, what kind of bond that you have found yourself trapped within. I would recommend getting this read off of your ledger, as it were, to put it in terms that a student of War College would understand best. Get this read out of your ledger as fast as possible. All right, let's go on ahead. We wipe over to the you pull up outside the Blue Crater Academy, which is actually next door to Gelv's Locks, to Keegan's place. So yeah, you wind up running all the way back over there, and you see a couple of robed figures standing outside the door, and this horse with this riding horse with a man standing atop its back comes pulling up in front of them. They both stand and look at each other and look at you, and they assume slightly defensive postures. You could see like their shoulders square up, and their hands come out of their robes, though they're not ready to start conjuring yet. But they turn to you and say, "The inn, dear friends, is that way, down the street."
You mistake our intent. We're here on behalf of the Church of Helm.
Your intent isn't to do tricks in a drunken stupor?
No.
Well, it's a very impressive entrance nonetheless.
Well, thank you. I was quite impressed myself. I can't believe I managed to pull it. Regardless of that, we need an acolyte? Is that what it is? Yeah. An acolyte to come with us back to the Church of Helm. we need to identify some magical items. One may be cursed and or imperiling a few people or the entire city. I don't know, but we need to get back there pretty quick.
Dear friend, the hour is late, and you are clearly drunk. Come back in the morning when you are well out of your cups, and we shall be happy to get you an appointment with whoever we deem you necessary to see.
That's lovely. I don't drink, and if you would like to skirt this issue of something that might affect the entire city on a rather serious level, I'll let you speak with the head of Helm tomorrow then, and you can explain why you did nothing in this moment to assist.
Very well, sir.
Go back inside and go talk to someone with some clout and get me some goddamn assistance right now.
I dropped the riding horse form.
Give me a dex save, Graysoul.
You're not rolling 20 twice in a row.
Okay. Graysoul, suddenly the horse goes out from under you, and you manage to not completely eat shit, but you kind of fall off a little gracelessly. Yeah.
Hand him the letter, please. Graysoul?
Right, the letter. Here.
We were sent for a specific... What was the name?
It
was just
Rufus? Rufus, right?
Your
Rufio?
No,
Ruftacular?
Rogan.
Rufus.
No,
give me a
Rufus.
wisdom checks. Give me a round of wisdom checks, please.
I put too much faith in Birch. It was Rick's first mistake.
Did you say wisdom check? Oh,
Yes,
that's
please.
Not even fair. My guy would ace that. I wouldn't, but he would.
Well, he just fucked it up, so you've got to. He screwed it up. You got to carry it for everybody now.
Wrong, no whammy.
Is it not in the letter?
Well, but the letter is sealed.
Uh,
All right, they both look at you and they say,
It is an acolyte who deals with enchantment by the name of Rogan or Rufus or Regan or something like that.
Rhaegon?
That's the one. That's the one.
I'm not waking him up. I'm not either.
Let me in there.
Hold. Okay.
Do you not recognize the seal on this letter?
This is to deal with all the people that have been getting kidnapped and disappearing from the city.
Ha! God damn it! He's gonna kill me. I'll be right back. And with a sigh, he goes inside and it looks at the other dude, and the other dude's like, "Oh, he's in for a bad time." Last time somebody woke up Brother Rhaegon in the middle of the night, he was turned into, a chamber pot, and then used.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of college is this?
Jesus.
College.
Or equivalent in this one. Hell.
Academy.
He's one of the heads of the fraternities. So the guy goes inside, and you actually can see like a magical light going through the windows, and you can see through the windows of this that there's this poor guy goes down one wall, up another stairs. You can actually just follow the light as he goes, and eventually it kind of comes to a stop in about midway up a tower, and it seems to go into a room. And there's a flash, and then after a couple of moments, or actually about another 5 minutes or so, a gentleman comes down, goatee, tattoos on the side of his head, bald, wearing evening robes and a warm robe over it. Clearly woken up. He's got fur-lined slippers on his feet, and he's carrying a fresh chamber pot. And he looks at you guys and says, or he comes out and says, "How may I be of assistance?"
You got this, Graysoul?
And he turns to the guard and says, "Here, you know what to do." Yes.
Yes, good sir. This letter is from you, from the head of the Church of Helm.
Yes, I understand. I read it.
Let's see. Okay, great. Can you return with us to the church?
And what... She did not speak as to what is going on exactly, only that I was needed urgently with a team of my finest minds. Now, I would like, before I go through the trouble of rousing a number of people, I would like to narrow down just what the hell is going on right now. And I'm hoping that perhaps you two agents of chaos and messengers and harbingers of annoyance and disturbers of my sleep might be able to shed some light on the situation for me. What am I dealing with here?
Possibly a slight dash of vanishing.
And I put down my staff and produce flame comes up on top for emphasis.
We just liberated everyone who was taken below the city to be sold at auction by nefarious characters, and there may be enchanted items that are corrupted or cursed, maybe, and it might have something to do with the vanishing, and we kind of don't want that to hit topside and start a mass panic.
I understand. All right, then. Well, allow me a few moments, and I shall return with you. And he goes back inside. And
coming from inside the university.
say what?
You just hear him start screaming down the hallway.
No, he goes back inside, but as he turns to go, he actually turns and points at the poor chamber pot, who poofs back into the guard. He's just like, oh god, it's rush week.
Oh god, I don't want to think about that.
All right, and we cross back over to the Church of Helm. Well then, what else has transpired? Some of your companions returned with a number of individuals who had disappeared, although we fear not everyone. What happened?
It appears that there was a cabal which may be running through multiple cities that were running a ring of slavery to of different types of humanoids that were being sold into the Underdark for all sorts of dark purposes. There was one known as Casmogen, who was the head of this cabal here in Cauldron. He will no longer trouble us, as we have cut him down. He had under his employ at least 40 hobgoblins. We know not from what force they had been purchased or aligned, but we were able to clear both the Malachite Hold and much of Jzadirune, though there are still several creatures below. It appears as though there were some creatures, I believe, known as skulks, and some taller creatures that were abducting the citizens here of Cauldron, and they had two of these creatures that were able to make themselves invisible, who had Keegan, the locksmith, under both threat of death and had taken prisoner his young nephew. And that is how they were managing to go throughout the city. The horrors that they were willing to inflict on even children knew no bounds. They even maimed this poor small child and sent his finger to Keegan. It appears as though we have liberated these dastards from their lives, and I bear no ill will towards Keegan. He was quite brave in his assistance of us and navigating the ruins of Jzadirune, but I know not how far the tunnels into the Underdark, these two areas, go. We did come across a truly fiendish creature who had purchased 3 of the children that we were able to barter a deal with to buy the children back. those children were returned to the orphanage, but it does also appear that there is a broader and deeper thing at work. I know not whether to call it a conspiracy or what, but there is a child in the orphanage who is being overwatched by what appears to be a very sentient and very crafty beholder who purchased him back from Casmogen. And this boy at the orphanage seems to be of noble parentage. We know not where all of these different elements are leading, whether they are related or not, but it does appear, at least for the time being, that we have dismantled a kidnapping and slavery ring, but there are many things at work that seem to center here on Cauldron, and in cahoots with them are this new Last Laugh Thieves Guild. We found coins that they have made with their symbol in the area down below. All of this seems...
Are these the Jester face coins?
Yes.
They are.
Yes, the mayor is very upset about the influx of these that have entered into the local economy. Although most merchants are honoring them at this time, it seems that they are quite prolific at this point. I see more and more of them in the tithing plates after services. It's concerning, but as for the moment, still legally recognized tender until the council decides otherwise.
Is it proper gold?
They seem to be proper gold, yes. They seem to be. We have not discovered any sort of enchantment or anything upon them. At this point, Birch and Graysoul return with Brother Rhaegar and two of his assistants. They come in bearing a number of large tomes, and they exchange greetings, and they say, "Which way to the patient?" And Brother Rufus escorts Rhaegon off, and High Priestess Jenya says, "I shall be joining them momentarily, but first we have other business that we must attend to. Sir, Mr. Graysoul, Minister Graysoul, what is your proper title within your order?" Cleric Graysoul. Is that how you choose to be addressed, or is there something more formal within your order that you wish to be? Perhaps liar, perhaps deceiver. I understand that your order has many fascinating and interesting titles. What is it that set upon your mind that made it okay to bestow a curse and bond a knight of my holy order to your profane goddess?
Well, for starters, my goddess is not profane.
No, she is merely the goddess of lies and deception.
Well, I know her as the goddess of illusions. I grew up in a very small hamlet with a tiny church. We didn't really delve into the lying side of things, mostly just illusion.
But you do admit that is a part of her portfolio, whether you choose to acknowledge it and follow it or not. Just because that you only choose to play in the shallow end of the pool doesn't mean she can't drag you into the depths of deception and immorality.
Right. Well, if it makes you feel better about yourself to use big words like that, yes, go right ahead. But we were in the Malachite hold, and we were trying to save everybody. We came upon Casmogen, and next to Casmogen was a living alarm system with no armor on it. But Casmogen had a mountain of iron on him, and we collectively decided it was a good idea to attack the giant armored guy instead of the living alarm system, so it started shrieking, and the entire fortress came down upon us. And suddenly my goddess was like, "Hey, I can get you out of this, but I'm gonna need a little favor from everybody." And I said no. I didn't want to do it.
How noble.
I didn't. It is noble, yes. Thank you for admitting that. I didn't want to do it, but everyone was gonna die, And if everyone died, everyone we're trying to save was also going to die or be sold into bondage or worse. And I didn't think anyone in the party would choose that fate over whatever small favor my goddess is going to call in at some point.
Okay, first of all, no god is going to ask for a small favor, Grey Soul. That said, in his defense, your High Priestess, we were in a bad spot. And he was, in fact, in a corner babbling to himself for most of the fight. Though, frankly, I think if he was involved, we might not have needed his goddess's help. Nonetheless, she did get us out of a potentially bad spot. I'm not a fan of owing some random goddess some random favor, which Grey Soul is not going to be small. If you think it's going to be small, man, But
I've never talked to my goddess before. This is uncharted territory for me.
It did help us out. And had she not intervened, it is possible we wouldn't be here talking to you, and all of those kidnapped kids would never be seen again.
Well, Wookiee definitely would have died.
I'm sorry, who?
Some murder kid.
One of the children we liberated from a baguette storage room.
There's a very resourceful child who has had to live on the streets, who, due to I hesitate to say this because I do not know the guard well enough, but what is appearing to be either collusion or incompetence prevented the return of her fellow orphans who were not being searched for. She bravely entered the Underdark herself in rescue of her compatriots and slew many a dark creature. She is not one to be trifled with and is one that I would gladly share the field of battle with again.
She would be a great addition, Phil, to War College. We should probably, if you want to write her a letter, I'll write her a letter, man.
If she is interested, I would absolutely write her a letter.
We are Horizon, Phil. Imagine, oh man, we would get so much. Think of that, man. I always wanted
She turns to you, Sir Feldruucan, and she says, "You do realize that you are honor bound at this point."
I understand, yes.
There is nothing I can do to help you with this.
I understand.
Very well. Then all I shall say further on the matter at this time is that you should perhaps choose your company more carefully next time. And that shall be the end of it. Now then, to your friend. She turns and walks off.
I don't like that lady.
You know, Grey Soul, I know nothing about your god, but I know that I was tired and hurt and losing my ability to cast any spells of worth.
My magic was sapped. I had nothing left.
Your god did something cool, and I felt refreshed and powerful, and we're standing here today. So I'm sure whatever the favor is can't be that bad compared to what we're doing.
No, that's again, we're alive, and I'm grateful for that. But don't assume for a second that a god is not going to. A god of illusion and trickery isn't going to make you pay for that gift. Nothing's free, kid.
I like illusions.
Is what you said the extent to your knowledge and your sense of your god?
Yes. I don't know her to be a vindictive, evil entity.
Perhaps we can see if there is a task more sooner rather than later that we can fulfill for her. As in my limited knowledge of gods, as you are probably familiar with the parable of the pound of flesh, that is something that concerns me, as a heart is only about a pound of flesh and renders you dead, as opposed to, a pound of flesh that one could do without. So it would be good, at least from my perspective, if we could, as the High Priestess said, clear our ledgers sooner rather than later, for those of us who are not held as dearly as I'm sure you are, as one of her sworn servants.
Hey, Greg, is Rufus around?
Rufus is currently off tending to Lorenzo. You guys are currently alone in one of the main halls of the church.
Okay.
But in the meantime, who would like a sandwich? Perhaps we should go to the kitchen. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm rather hungry.
I thought you were going to say collect our payment, but sandwich is good. Sandwich.
All right. And with that, as you guys all retire to the kitchen, we shall take our intermission, and we shall be back in about, let's take a 10. How about that?
Nice.
All right. We'll be right back. And I leave you with the music of Invocation Array.
I shouldn't have to do all your work. You say you're doing enough, I should know. I get the feeling you'd care if reversed. Excuses given, avoiding our own. Pinch me once with another's clawed hand, then deny that I tried to make peace. Making sense clearly isn't your plan. That's too much time spent not abandoning. Putting just enough of you in to slap labels on prominent sleeves. Let them forget the rest or twist fruit. Then lay claim to the biggest of deeds. We'll get forgiven if gifts are bared. Got your pride on the line and some luck. Slide behind one more fist while you eat. Cause you don't have the guts to stand up. Either you're calling me a liar, or you're too shocked to process this grit. And I could show you to all of the stats. You're only ready to bury the shit. Oh, you're in deep down digging out bones. Not to assemble, to play with their rot. I give you proof till the star roses out. But you have yet to see what you've got. Still existing solely on marks. Genuinely, you can't draw a line. From one point to another, it's true. And I'm done seeing others stay blind. I'm purifying the ground close behind. Your putrefaction's bad rep to decay. Forcing me to take action to fix what you leave in complete disarray. Conjured up what you thought would protect. Would lend credence to things you don't own. Now as witnesses take up the task. Revealing the depth of your throne. Let us burn till there's nothing but black. Criticize while behind it you hide. Forgetting that at some time it will move. Convenience will not stay by your side. Wind the wires all around this farm. Electro-negrator, we're going in. Cause the signal's not picking me up. Looking dead on to see what's within. Building up as the data stream in. Imaging a new vision of wine. You can weave all I do, keep in mind. Gonna shut yours down, no more disguise. I'm ready for what I must do. Stronger now and you're starting to shake. You know it's only a matter of time till my instincts connect with your fate. Been catching you more and more where light puts into shine. On everything you try to hide. On each of your core purchase lines. Either you're calling me a liar, or you're too shocked to process this grit. And I could show you to all of the stats. You're only ready to bury the shit. Oh, you're in deep down digging out bones. Not to assemble, to play with their rot. I give you proof till the star roses out. But you have yet to see what you've got. Unknowingly rebuild your code. I know what you can't resist. Be sure to lick all the salt off your wounds while I'm thinking the
That almost timed out perfectly. And we're back. Is Tara with us yet? Did we lose Tara?
Maybe she's taking care of the baby for a mo.
Oh, yeah. There she is.
There we are.
Hey, darling. Welcome back. Welcome back. And Lorenzo is still off dealing with family stuff right now, so we're going to let him do his thing. In the meantime, you guys are all in the kitchen. You're in the kitchen. You've got a couple of like the lowest level clerics currently whipping you up some sandwiches, and somebody puts a tap on a fresh keg and pours a round of ales for everybody, and takes the handful of mugs, 2 handful of mugs really, because there's 5 of you, so 3 in one hand, 2 in the other.
No.
What?
There are 6 of us. There is no way that Brick is not going to have Earl get his fair share of both food and booze. They are making him a plate of food. They are giving him a bowl of beer. Brick will demand this for his donkey, his heroic donkey associate.
All right.
Once we learned where all the stuff is,
It's based on wheat anyway, right? So, yeah. All right.
He doesn't have to go anywhere in the morning.
Also, I don't think Graysoul drinks or is old enough to drink.
You're not old enough to drink.
21. How old do you have to be in this town?
You just got to be able.
These are important things to think about.
In this town, you just got to be old enough to see over the bar. It's like
Kind of heightest.
I mean, you earned it, Birch. I'm not gonna, regardless of whether or not you're old enough, and frankly, who cares?
I think in most places, the water that'll get you into trouble.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Not the beer.
I mean, I might have heard wrong because I was a horse at the time, but I'm pretty sure Graysoul said he didn't drink just moments ago. Is that right? Did I hear right?
Yes.
I remember that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot I had music queued up for this.
I forgot we're in a church.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, you guys got to turn down your speakers here. We're getting some feedback. Oh, there we go.
Graysoul! Do you think your church would have this kind of music?
There we go. I'll take that out real quick. All right. But you guys are all back now.
Well, so we've got our tankards of ale, and we've got Earl and of course Lorenzo's up in the room. But I lift my tankard and I look to my compatriots and I say a toast to the health of Lorenzo and to a day well fought that made the world a better place. There are many a captive and many a young child that will have a life due to our actions this day. Hear, hear.
Huzzah.
All right. You each toast. You have a drink. And one of the, as you guys say that, ironically, one of the right-hand men of the wizards comes in. This gentleman's got, kind of stringy, greasy hair. You can tell he's a bookish type. Little overweight. His robes kind of fit ill. And obviously still very, very groggy. And just, comes in and he's like, excuse me, folks. Hi, my name is Kendrick, and I'm with the Blue Crater Academy, and my boss, you know him, Rhaegon Azer. He asked me to ask you for a complete accounting of any artifacts or items of interest that you may have retrieved from parts below, and some information regarding where they came from. You said that they were infected with something called the vanishing.
Well, we suspect that. We don't know that for a fact, but it seems likely that the magical items are or interacting with the magical items are what caused it. Specifically, it was a badger bag. It was a bag that has a badger.
A badger bag. It was a bag with a badger. Did the badger bite him? Like what happened?
No, I mean, and he's back in the bag. I think he's a friendly badger. You just open the bag, and a badger.
Well, a little fuzzball falls out of the bag, and it becomes a badger that seems to act favorably to the person that dumped it out of the bag.
Does Lorenzo still have that?
Yeah, he took it with him. Yeah. No one else is touching that bag.
Yeah, Lorenzo does have the bag.
As far as I'm aware.
All right. Well, okay. So I'll ask about that sounds like a pretty standard bag of tricks.
We got a wand of sleep, but I mean, we had that for a long time, and people who weren't Lorenzo used it, and they haven't been affected. So,
okay.
And yeah, we actually have a ton of items we actually need identified, and they should be here. One of our compatriots should have dropped it off earlier. So if you guys want to do as part of this thing, just go ahead and identify all of those items for us, while double checking to make sure they're not cursed. That seems like the appropriate, cautious point of view. Let me see if I'm just gonna yell at one of the acolytes here and be like, I need you to go find me Rufus. Find me Rufus, because one of our guys should have dropped off a ton of shit earlier. Know where it is. Have him take those items to this guy here, and they're gonna go magically identify them all for us.
The gentleman in question, a youngish page of the church, kind of sees Brick talking at him and is taken aback a little bit, and looks at Sir Feldruucan.
I say, Brick, as you are, please speak as gently as you can to the members. They have devoted themselves to the church, and as you are not a sworn member, hierarchy is very important.
I will turn to the acolyte and say, I apologize. I would appreciate it if you could find Rufus. Rufus will know where our items are. He can give them to this gentleman here. They can identify them for us. It would be greatly appreciated. Also, we're out of sandwiches.
And he just once he nods and looks at Sir Feld and is like, "Sir, shall I, sir?"
Please.
And he nods and takes off. Will there be anything else, as he says as he reaches the door? Will there be anything else?
Just if anything that has been dropped off for us. Did some of our companions come by with the items from
they did indeed. There was they came in with a donkey who was laden with a whole bunch of stuff. We actually had them put away in one of the storage areas. Shall I escort this gentleman over there to sift through?
Yeah, I will. I'll go ahead and accompany him. Just to make sure.
Don't touch anything.
No. Yeah, no. I just wanna, make sure nothing goes.
Yes, thank you, Brick. And I would say, Kendrick, to please make sure to also let Rhaegon know that at least one member who is a member of the Blue Crater Academy were among those who were taken prisoner that we freed from their bondage. We appreciate your assistance in this, and know that we are not planning to claim any ransom or recompense, only goodwill and the exchange of assistance in the future. For all of us here are working for the betterment of Cauldron, and we hope that the freeing of a member of the Blue Crater Academy will be taken as a sign of our good faith.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Yes, that was Professor Drundelspurt. No, we are quite overjoyed to have him return. So if you were the party that liberated him from his bondage, then we do owe you a debt of gratitude, and I shall make sure that that Professor Rhaegon is aware of this. So thank you for that. And he turns to Brick and to the acolyte and says, "Shall we?"
Real quick, Brick, before you head off, just because I also have a bag of tricks, I can tell you that they are not innately dangerous, unless maybe it's cursed or something. But just the bag itself should not be a problem. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
obviously, I'm going because I don't want them to steal any of our stuff.
Yes.
yeah.
You and I give each
Yeah,
other
I'm going there because I don't want
the
to.
little winky no. Yeah.
All right. So you guys go and explore the. He takes you over to a storage area, brick, and takes you in, and you can actually see like pretty much everything that that was laden onto Earl earlier in organized sacks, and the door opens and or the page opens the door, and Kendrick is like, whoa.
So anything that isn't coins probably needs to be inspected. Probably don't touch it with your bare hands. If we can get like a cloth or something. Like again, we don't really know. I don't know.
He magics up a sack.
Nice.
Just like appears into his hand, and he says, "Okay, well, just let's start going through stuff, and I'll mage hand things that need to be examined into this bag here, and then we'll take it." So
yeah, skip all the coins, skip any normal looking jewels, anything that's jewel but unique in some way. All the rings. We had at least one musical instrument, I think. Anything that is an object that isn't a coin.
Well, he's like, "Okay, well, hold on a minute, and he just. And his eyes open, and you could see that they actually have like a neon green glow to them as he's searching. And he looks at you and says, "Oh, yeah,
Detect magic.
Boom." And you can actually see that yes, you look at the pile and you could see a number of items actually glowing within. And he's like, I if this is a magical plague, then I imagine that it would be coming from a magical item.
Yeah. Can I get a thing that gives me this all the time? This is super cool.
Are you a sorcerer? Were you born with this?
No. Can I?
Then no. Then no. You can't. No.
Oh.
Sorry. No. Yeah.
No.
Look, man. You're good at swinging things and sword and hammers and stuff, and I do this. This is my thing. So let me do my thing, okay?
Oh, that one's glowing purple.
What?
I'm just looking at all the glowing things. It's very cool.
All right. Anyway, he actually takes Mage Hand and opens a couple of sacks individually, sacks that have items glowing in them. He pulls out a copper tube, and he said, "Well, this isn't magic, but what's inside is." So we'll take a look at that. He goes through and says, "Oh, okay. Well, this book right here," pulls out a leather-bound book that has a belt cinching it. This is clearly a spell book of somebody, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. And then pulls out a long, straight stick, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, that's magic. I'm going to take that and just yeah." And let's see what else here. Yeah, basically he goes through each sack with his detect magic up and finds anything that glows magical, including a whole chest. And he stops and says, that is alive. And he's like, step baback. I got this. I'm gonna. Oh, Kamehameha. What?
Don't be alarmed. Is this Greg? Is this one of our
Bob?
Our morphling?
Yeah, it's Bob.
It's Bob.
Oh yeah, don't. That's Bob. You don't.
That's what?
Well, actually, I guess I don't know. Maybe Bob is. I was gonna just take him for you, but maybe I shouldn't touch him. Hey, Bob, could you?
The handle comes up and kind of waves and is like,
Hey, Bob, would you mind coming with this guy? We want to make sure you're okay. We're worried that maybe you might be cursed. He's just gonna make sure you're okay, and then you can go back and hang out here. Did we? I don't think I was actually good in person. Do I know that he can understand me, or?
You know that he can understand you. Make a persuasion check.
All right. Oh, do I not have it open? No. Where's my other? Oh, 14.
Oh, 14. And he kind of like you see like this chest kind of bow and shuffle off on its corners, and start heading out. And Kendrick is just like,
I'll come with you, Bob. Don't worry.
You made friends with that thing, really? Y'all are weird.
Never made friends with a mimic. We actually got 2 mimics.
Well,
They're pretty nice once you get to know them.
okay. All right. Well, and he pulls out he continues to pull stuff from the satchels and goes, oh, all right. Well, I got a fungi flask. That's something that's glowing in here. Let's see.
Can I show up behind Brick and them?
Sure.
Could you? There was like a staff or a cane. Can you see if that's magical?
He's like, I'm sorry, man. I can only see things with magical auras right now, and I don't see anything that's got a cane to it. Or I don't see a cane. But you know, I mean, I can only see things with glowing auras right now. So if you search for it and find it and hold it up for me, maybe I could tell you if it's got anything magical or anything to be.
I'm not touching anything.
Didn't he already grab the staff and put it in the sack?
No, he grabbed a long stick.
Now, and that was a wand, I might add. It was a stick. It was not a cane or a staff or anything of that variety.
I was wondering if
keep track of everything that's being taken.
I was wondering if the cane from the former adventurer was magical, but maybe it just had a potion on the top, and so it wasn't magical itself.
Give me a perception check to see if you could find it.
Big money, no whammy.
I'm rolling so well tonight. It's going to be very impressive, I'm sure.
He's combing through, and you start combing through as well. And he's like, excuse me, sorry, man, I'm trying to like work here. Can you let me do my thing? And you're both like searching through, trying to grab the same bags and stuff like that, and it's getting a little annoying. After a couple of minutes, you actually do find it. It looked like it was one of the first things brought in because it's like at the back of the pile. And you hold it up, and he looks at it, and he's like, yeah, that's not magical. Yeah. No. And he pulls up. Let's see. I'm going through the list here. I actually, you know what? The funny thing is, I didn't update this for the last session, for the stuff you guys found then. But he's got pretty much everything magical. He's like, so I got this wand right here. Is there anything else? You said this was the sleep wand, right?
Yeah. And that was used by...
Brick, give me a wisdom check. Brick,
I would still have the sleep wand on my person.
Oh. Well, all right.
Yeah.
I think that's the stick then. I don't think that's...
No, I can tell you that this one's... This is definitely a magic wand. I mean, I'm looking at the glow. It's glowing from my eyes right now. I mean,
I think Gray Skull still has the... Gray Skull. That's my nickname for him, Gray Skull. He's creepy. I think Gray Soul still has the wand on him, so we can go back and grab it for him. But I mean, he isn't showing any effects, so I don't.
Oh well, you can't be. And who among you actually used anything during your encounters down there? Who used anything? I mean, obviously.
I think the wand was the only thing we used. Everything else we were just holding on to be identified later. So.
And who used that? That was what did there was great. Your buddy Great.
Is he's back in the lunch hall.
Okay, so Gray Skull and you
Gray Soul.
Great Skull, got it. Okay, and he's the only one who used that. Okay, I'm gonna need him to come with us too. We're gonna have to put him under isolated observation and into a quarantine room until we can get everything sorted out here. So
make sure you check in the bag Lorenzo has.
The bag of tricks has already been is already being examined, and we're gonna get right on that. Okay.
And we
Birch,
can,
you want to go back and grab Graysoul and tell him to come meet us over
sure,
at Lorenzo's room?
sure.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. So Birch, you go back into the kitchen, and everybody's enjoying a fresh round of drinks.
Graysoul, they want to make sure your wand and you are okay. Do you mind going with them real quick?
I guess. What are when you say make sure I'm okay, what are they gonna do? What are we
I
talking?
think they're gonna like look at you and
I think
cast
they're just
themselves.
trying to make sure that there is no taint to the vanishing on.
They
from
want to look at your
the
taint.
that we retrieved.
Sounds invasive. Let's get going.
Actually, I got some time.
Can I
Well,
take some sandwiches?
They already brought you dinner, so
Yeah, right. I mean, I guess this is
Yes,
a
yes.
natural conclusion.
I've got a tray of sandwiches that I've been assisting them in making sure all the acolytes have gotten a sandwich. Anyone that's up, make sure everyone's.
Are they vegetarian? Any of them?
Isolation sandwiches. Let's do this.
Some are, some aren't. Yeah,
Hey, that's great.
a
Thank
little
you.
something for everybody.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
all right. So you guys go off. Graysoul, they put you in a room by yourself, and they take the wand from you, and they say, "We're going to examine this. We'll get this right back to you. But in the meantime, just we'll be in a little bit."
Okay.
You do hear coming from one door down. Ah!
Either someone's being tortured or someone needs more fiber in their diet. I don't know what's going on there.
Give me a wisdom check on that.
Definitely fiber.
That sounded a hell of a lot like Lorenzo.
I wonder how he's doing. Can I hear it? Was it a one-time scream? Are there additional screams? Can I make out any words?
It's quiet for the moment. So quiet, as a matter of fact, as you sit there in the silence. Ooh, that didn't sound good.
Yeah. I guess not. Although turning
Yeah.
invisible probably isn't that good either.
That they're gonna come for you next, and who knows how badly they're going to make you scream.
Well, I'm not turning invisible, and why don't you pop over there and take a look and give me a few moments of peace and quiet?
And why would I do that?
Because you're such a stand-up extra planner entity.
I don't have a vested interest in this. I just am here to make sure that, well, just here to... Actually, right now, I'm just here to enjoy myself and watch you squirm.
Ha ha ha. You're so funny.
You know they're going to find out about you at one point. You might not be infected with some random disease that deletes people out of this world, but they'll find out that you're mad. They'll find out that you're insane. They'll lock you away. You will never see the light of day again. These are not your friends. These are not your allies.
So are you admitting you're not real?
Oh, I'm as real as I want to be.
Well, then I'm not mad.
And I'm as real as you want me to be. Because who are you talking to?
Real, so
Oh, but who are you talking to right now?
talking to you, sweet cheeks.
Oh, you're buttering me up. Stop it.
Yes, your magnificent opulenceness with your great insights and your terrible ability to design.
Everything okay in there? Gray Skull, you all right?
It's okay. I've got the power. Yeah.
Is somebody in there with you?
No, I'm just keeping myself entertained as there's really not much going on. How is Lorenzo doing? I think I heard him screaming.
I didn't hear anything.
Alrighty then. When am I gonna get checked up?
Well, we'll be in a little bit, but I just wanted to make sure you're okay, because yeah, he's going to kill you, you know.
Yeah, I'm good at self-entertaining. Actually, I'm a little thirsty. Could you bring me something to drink?
I wouldn't drink that if I were you. Yeah, sure. What do you want?
Something of a juice variety. Maybe some fresh water.
Okay, I'll hold on a second. He opens up the door and he just conjures up like he conjures up using prestidigitation a mug, and then boom, create water, and he's like, here, there you go, fresh water. It'll be nice and safe.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Well, we'll be in a little bit.
All right.
Yep. But holler if you need anything. But otherwise, do you mind like not talking to yourself, because it's kind of creeping me the fuck out.
All right. Well, tell me about yourself then. What are you up to?
Well, I don't know. I got woken up in the middle of the night being told that there was a spell plague coming that was going to destroy the whole city. So I'm here to
Allegedly.
Well, yeah. Well, your buddy certainly is disappearing. He is fading out of existence, and it seems to be pretty fast moving. It's really concerning right now. And
do you know if it's the vanishing, or is it maybe a curse of similar effect?
Well, I mean, he's vanishing, so if it's not the vanishing, then it's something else that should be called the vanishing, so I'm going to assume that it is the vanishing. How the hell did you guys find, like, an ancient Gnomish enclave that's been abandoned? That thing had to be gone for what, like 75 years? That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you're just walking around and just go through a door, and there it is. I mean, this cauldron is built on top of it, so.
Well, I mean, you know that the Jzadirune was one of the founders of the original city and actually helped shape Cauldron, and that was his secret workshop that nobody ever knew where that was. That was like, a mystery.
That whole thing was a workshop?
I mean, it was literally a foundry for magic items. The Blue Crater Academy wants to get down there and strip the whole place for parts and examine it and learn. There's so much lost information. By the way, where did you find that entrance?
That was where was that? Pretty sure we were crawling around in one of the sewers. But
no, that explains the smell.
Talking about stripping the place down, I mean, how comfortable are you with little gnome children making chirping sounds staring at you while you go to the bathroom? Because, I mean, when we're talking weird architecture, that place is a little bit weird.
For punishment around here, Rhaegon turns people into chamber pots and then uses the chamber pot, okay? I'm not freaked out about something weird happening while somebody's going to the bathroom.
I did see that. There's a weird bathroom fetish at this academy.
No, it's just, it's always rush week, apparently. He claims it's rush week, but it's always rush week.
Interesting. Have you ever been turned into a chamber pot?
Nope, not gonna.
Do you know anyone that's been turned into a chamber pot?
Yep, my roommate. Still can't get the smell out of his hair. That's why he shaves his head now.
Ugh.
Yeah.
There's no rules against that? I mean, this Rhaegar guy's got some kind of weird fetish, don't you think? Isn't it a little bit odd?
I mean, all the professors are into it over there, apparently, so I guess he says it's in the rules.
Damn.
Anyway.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I can see creepy gnome children staring at you as a positive alternative to what's going on around here.
Yeah, that'd be nothing. So yeah, about that entrance, we want to get down there and make sure that we can find the source of this thing. It could help your friend.
Yeah, I was not what you would say in the vanguard. I'm not exactly a upfront and personal fighter type. I was following the giant dragonborn guys. I would chat with them on the specifics of where that's at.
Oh no! Don't worry. We already got somebody who's my associate is already talking with them. But I thought I'd check in on you, you know, because you were like talking to yourself and stuff. So
yeah.
You know,
well, it's boring in here. I mean, no one's getting turned into a chamber pot around here.
That yeah, you know, that is kind of weird, isn't it? All right, and we wipe to back to the kitchen.
Don't take crap, anybody.
The other assistant from Rhaegon comes in. He's tall, he's thin, has a pair of spectacles, and thinning hair. He's young, but his hair is already thinning at the top, and he has like a really kind of bad comb over. And he kind of comes in and says, "Yes, hello. My name is Mason, and I am yes. I have been asked." Here, we are currently examining the magic items that you recovered from the lost Gnomish enclave of Jzadirune, and Professor Rhaegon has asked me to inquire as to where the entrance to this facility is.
I see. Yes, well, due to the right of conquest, this party claims ownership of it. If we need to go down, you will be shepherded there, but for the time being, it still is partially inhabited by creatures of the Underdark and is unsafe for outsiders.
Well, the right of conquest, from what I understand, does not apply within the city bounds, but we will have the barristers speak on that. In the meantime, I have been instructed to have you either inform me or show me the entrance. I need to know, because this is in order to help save your friend. We need to see. We need to examine the source of the infection.
Are you capable of fighting?
I'm a wizard. I can blow shit up with my mind. What more do you want me to do?
No, that's lovely. There is at least one dangerous creature still down below. So if you were to go there, I just wanted to make sure you could handle yourself.
At least one? Okay. Don't let this pretty face fool you. I've been in my fair share of firefights. I can magic missile with the best of them.
Are you implying that you think crossing the threshold is what causes the infection?
We don't know what causes the infection. We are still trying to gather information.
I see. Well, let us take first steps, and we will go from there.
So you're not going to tell me where the entrance to the Gnomish enclave is?
No, I am not. Not at this time, for we are claiming it as our property, and as it is currently unchaperoned, it is not welcome to outsiders.
I understand. Okay, well, I will let Rhaegon know. And good evening, Matt. Thank you for joining us. I see you popping up in the chat here. Hope you're having a great night. Thank you so much. And now we shall continue with the scene. He turns to Tarot. Miss, do they speak for you as well?
Yes. Currently, the space below Cauldron is dangerous to anyone who has not ventured down there, and we do not want to be liable for someone else, coming to harm in an area that we have claimed.
I see. I shall let Professor Rhaegon know. Thank you. He looks pretty dejected and turns to leave.
Mason, do you, or I must ask you, do you know if you or anyone within Blue Crater has any affiliation with the Last Laugh?
Now, if that is a criminal enterprise, correct?
some would classify it as an entrepreneurial venture. The question remains the same.
It's a criminal enterprise, and of course, no one from the Blue Crater Academy would willingly associate themselves with a bunch of brigands and thieves.
And what is the punishment if someone were to be crossing?
Expulsion.
I see. Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, that being said, and us being intelligent beings here, if someone were to be associated, they would know the possible penalties and risks of being affiliated with such an organization and would not openly admit to such, now would they?
No, they more than likely would not, but they also would perhaps bristle at the question.
Absolutely. As you see, I do not bristle.
I mean, maybe we blindfold him and take him in, you know what I mean? I mean, if it saves Lorenzo.
There's always that possibility.
Can we get an update on Lorenzo? What do you think?
At this point, acting High Priestess Jenya comes into the room and she says, Mason, the professor would like to speak with you, please. And he's like, yes, ma'am. And he turns and exits. And all right. Don't tell them anything. They clearly have their own designs on this, but I think it's best if we leave any information regarding the location of what you found to ourselves temporarily. At least until we've had a chance to speak with the Lord Mayor and the guard.
There is some concern on my part, as we know that some of the guard have worked on contract with Last Laugh, and the fact that the guard were not able to follow up on the things that we found as to whether there is anyone in the guard that is potentially working with either Last Laugh or the highly militarized force that was providing security for the areas underneath Cauldron.
Do you have any evidence to support this?
Not direct evidence. We did in terms of the gentleman from the guard who assaulted me when I met many of these adventurers on that night who were working for the Last Laugh were off-duty guardsmen. So there is that connection to the Last Laugh and finding the we do understand that the Last Laugh coinage was being paid to the hobgoblins who were securing the Malachite hold, and we can see that it was quite an organized effort. And we did not
out of game. Just to clarify, that was a mix of coinage. It wasn't just straight Last Laugh coinage. So just you could tell that some of it had been mixed in. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. So,
but to answer you, do we have any direct information? No, but either they are not very good at their jobs, or we are brilliant at ours, or there is some sort of collaboration between certain members of the guard. Even the captain admitted that the guard is not very well paid right now, and whenever people are financially stretched, that is oftentimes where compromising things come in.
That is true. Well, I do know that the captain is a man of unimpeachable integrity. So I do not fear his loyalty or his. I do not fear him being turned, but you cannot. I suppose we cannot tell what lies in the hearts of men when they have the screws put to them.
Yes.
People quickly find out what kind of stuff they are made of. Now then, here's what we do know. The professor and I have discovered that that there are a number of items that seem to bear a strange enchantment, as it were, that that some of them bear similarities to what was found on the bag of tricks. One of the wands that was brought back, a couple of the scrolls that were within the copper tube, and a couple of other items all seem to bear a strange piggybacking enchantment that we believe might be the source of this plague, or the source of this infection. That is what we have found so far. We have not managed to find a way to reverse the effect on your friend. Now, as for Gray Soul, he is being held in isolation, and we shall get to him as soon as we can. So that is what I have to report thus far.
Greg, am I back in the room with everybody, or am I still back?
At this point. You and Birch have both returned. You guys come wandering in as High Priestess Jenya is giving this update. So,
Did we accomplish all the things that you asked us to do on this mission?
Well, the number one concern of yes, actually, let us square away this bit of business right now. I'm sure there's going to be more come morning, but
have we stabilized Lorenzo? Is it still deteriorating?
It is too soon to tell. They are still investigating the cause. They believe that they have found a strange enchantment upon a few of the items that you recovered that could be the source of infection. We are striving to learn more as we speak here. So hopefully soon we will have more information. I will, of course, keep you updated. Professor Rhaegar is quite intent on learning as much as possible about where you retrieved these items from, specifically the location. Between you and I do not believe that he needs to be privy to that information at this time.
Nope.
And good. And please be careful, because he will use whatever means possible to discover this. So, just be aware of that. That while his purpose here is to aid your friend, his other purposes might not be as altruistic this eve. So, now then. Yes, we need to square it away. Your mission was to recover the children. And yes, that you successfully did. All four were returned. Three of them were returned earlier by Katha, your friend Katha Glenannon, and her two associates. And I believe Mr. Gelv of the locksmith, he was accompanied them as well, and brought back a number of folks. You all brought back a number of folks, but the children were recovered. Although the fourth one, Terum, was dropped off at the orphanage hours before everyone else's return. He was, according to the headmistress of the orphanage, he was dropped off there by a veiled woman who knocked on the door, presented him, and then disappeared. But all four have been safely returned. Therefore, a page comes in. She's like, "Please, fetch them 20. What did we say it was the reward? 2,500, I believe. 2,500 from the treasury. Yes." And he scutters off. Yes. So yes, as we are an organization that is as good as our word and bond, unlike others, we shall be presenting you the full reward for your exemplary work. Also, I shall put in a request for you to have a meeting with the Lord Mayor. I'm sure he would love to have an audience with the party of brave souls who managed to do such a boon, such a wonderful thing for the city. So, I will be working to arrange an audience between you and the Lord Mayor in the very near future. Now, I also understand that there were a number of other people whom you managed to recover. This is very important because, from what I understand, Mr. Gelv was arrested by the guard earlier tonight upon his return, and he is currently being interrogated as to everything that happened, especially for the number of regarding all of the disappearances and his participation within this. And as a result, we need to get as much information as possible regarding everything that happened here.
That's Keegan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, your associate, the locksmith, who was a collaborator with this kidnapping ring that you broke up. Of course, the guard is going to want to speak with you regarding all this and learn more about what transpired down there. But we should talk briefly about who else was recovered and who is still missing.
And forgive me, remind me, I believe the promised reward was 2,500 gold pieces per person, correct?
No, the promised reward. I wish we had that much money in our coffers, but no, it was 2,500 to be split evenly amongst you.
I see.
Yes. Yes. Now then.
Yes, for Mr. Keegan, I believe it is imperative that we speak on his behalf. My concern is that members either of the guard or other entities might try and throw him under the wagon, as it were. Though, truth be told, had the guard done its duty, such occurrences never would have happened. And I would gladly speak in his defense, both due to the extenuating circumstances that led to his assistance and his actions afterwards that were above and beyond.
Well, you do understand that he is going to need that help then according to the law, collaboration with an enemy of the city, the sentence for that upon conviction is death.
Yes.
Is the university aware that he's being interrogated by the guard right now?
What does the university have to do with him?
Well, if they want to find their way into this gnomish city, he ventured with us down there, so he would also have knowledge of the entrance. And it would be best if we not allow him to be left alone with any of the university members if we're concerned about them getting access.
He is in the custody of the guard at this time.
All right.
So, do you know who? She pulls out a copy of the list of the missing. She said, "I have this report here that features a list of all those who were kidnapped. Do you happen to know who was rescued and who was?"
Coryston Pike, I know we rescued.
Yes, she was one of the ones recovered. Yes, we do have her. According to my list here, we still have a number of folks who are still missing at this point. Terim, Lucinda, Evelyn, Deacon, they were all recovered. Professor Drendel Spurt, free, very glad to have him returned. He is currently resting in his quarters at the academy. Coryston Pike returned as well. She seems to be missing her cane, if any of you have found that. Have any of you seen it? I could have it returned to her in the morning.
Yes.
I believe Birch.
We have it.
I don't have it. It's in that room with all the...
But Birch knows where it is. He can get it.
It's a stick.
Very well. Yes, that is her. It has her name on it. Now, I understand that there was, according to the list here, a halfling named Maple has not been recovered. She's still listed amongst the missing. Let us see.
I believe
she went off. She went off with our associate, Wookie. So she's.
Oh.
We don't know where she is now, but she's no longer in the clutches of the slavers.
It might be best to not let them know that she was found. It seems as though that she was of a rival group to the last laugh. They may be hunting.
Yes, I understand that she was a member of the Alley Bashers. And that, yes, well, then we shall keep that discreet. We shall not bring that up. But it is good to know that she has been recovered, and hopefully that she and your friend are remaining safe at this time. It was your friend here, also amongst the list, an updated list of the missing. She was a child from the orphanage. Her name was Waywocket. Although the others there called her Wookie.
I believe that is.
Yes, well, she's
also perhaps not safe, but she's handling her business on her own.
Very well, very well. Then I shall make note of that. Let me see here. Sondor Ironfold, whose husband unfortunately was sold at auction, but she is home at least. Let me take a look at who else here. A gentleman by the name of Jasper Drundlespurt. Oh yes, that was the professor. Yes, he's back. Pardon me. I'm going through. I'm consolidating multiple lists as we speak here.
We found a letter which seemed of castigation to Casmogen, from what we can only assume was perhaps another chapter of slavers or of his criminal enterprise, which we will, of course, have made available to you from another city. That is, more clues may be there as well, but there was as I described earlier, a buyer from deeper within the Underdark who was purchasing individuals for their own dark ends.
Yes, from what we can gather, based on talking with those that you recovered, there have been a number of buyers going through, and we fear that the poor souls that were sold into slavery may not be recoverable at this point. But we can always hold out hope. You did manage to do a great service to the city and perform quite the miracle in recovering as many that you did. So the city does owe you a debt for that. We shall speak on this more in the morning, but again, your work here has been nonpareil, and I shall make sure that the Lord Mayor is aware of this.
Is there any access to Keegan on this eve? The last thing we would want is for them to be able to extract from him information in terms of accessing Jzadirune, in terms of making a deal with the guard or the Blue Crater.
Well, I mean, not at this hour.
Yes.
It's 3 bells past midnight. You would not be able to speak with him until the morning, mayhaps, but perhaps an audience can be arranged. I'm sure that the guard will be coming and looking for you and wanting to get statements from each of you. Your friends were immediately gathered up by the guard and have all been speaking with them at length, from what I understand. But only Keegan has been taken into custody.
I see.
So, well, with all that in mind, I think perhaps it is time that we at least sleep a few hours.
If the church or the city or anyone wants help in finding people who are now in slavery against their will, that could be something I think we're pretty good at.
I shall let the the High Council know, and perhaps they will take you up on that. Although I fear that some of these poor souls have been gone for so long that they may be out of our grasp at this point. But again, let us speak of this further in the morning, and we'll take a full accounting of who was managed to be rescued and who is still missing, and then from there, I'm sure the guard will want to speak with you, and there will be many, many more things to do. Is there... obviously, you all have accommodations available to you here tonight. We can have spare rooms drawn up for each of you. There is food, there is drink. Is there anything else we can provide?
I think I may have asked this before when we first arrived. The Tasker Hills? Where could I find them in the city?
What business would you have with them, if you don't mind me asking?
Some previous business arrangements that I'd like to clarify.
Well, I do know that the Tasker Hill Manor is up on the high sides. You could although they do not take audiences in their residence, they do happen to at times take. You should examine some of the higher end taverns. I do believe that the Koi Nixie is a place where they can sometimes dine and be found out when they're out in public.
Koi Nixie?
The Koi Nixie.
Oh, the Koi Nixie.
It's right next to the East Gate. You can't miss it.
Thank you for the information. I will check that out when I have an opportunity.
Very good, very good. All right. Well, with that, the hour is late. The gentleman comes back with a satchel and puts the coins, the large coin purse, thunk, on the table. With that, please allow me to take my leave, and I shall see you all in the morrow. So she gets up. Good eve. Yes. And yeah, she leaves. And it's just you guys for the moment.
So what's assuming we don't lose Lorenzo in the night, what's the next step? I mean, wait for the university to give us answers, or speak to the mayor, or what?
I think the next step is to make sure that Keegan knows that we will vouch for him, and make him. I think making him a bit of a gatekeeper for the area of Jzadirune, and seeing what the Blue Crater can figure out for Lorenzo. I think especially for Catho, we want to hold on to the Malachite hold, and for either ourselves or for the gnomes, or for purposes we deem later on, it would be wise to hold on to Jzadirune.
Agreed.
But I think a well-earned night's rest is what is on the horizon. But then we need to make sure that we get to Keegan before others try to make sure that he knows that his head is not on the block, and that he makes deals that he doesn't have to make.
And he keeps his mouth shut.
Yes.
All right. And then hopefully, yeah, I don't know what to do about Lorenzo. I mean, I don't expect them to have an answer. They didn't have an answer 75 years ago, but I don't know where we look from here. I mean, I guess maybe go back, since we know the beholder had interest in the kid. Maybe we go back to the kid at the orphanage and pull that string.
Perhaps. Or the question is, how much has changed in 75 years?
That's true. Maybe the enchantment is weakened, though it's clearly still doing its job. Maybe it's grown stronger.
There may also be theoretical solutions with those who left and simply are not being regarded as worthy of testing, because why would you venture into a place that you fear is cursed? But there may be those who have at least thought of theoretical treatments. That is only a day from here, the Gnomish enclave of those who left. There are many things that could be possible next steps. If it's speaking with some of those who were captured, and forming a timeline of how long those who were sold at the slave markets, how long they've been gone, into what sorts of creatures, that would be an assessment of how likely, unfortunately, they are to still be alive versus having been sacrificed.
Well, Birch, if you're legitimately interested in trying to hunt down more of these folks, I mean, it looks like the Last Laugh would be the next place to stop, since they were clearly involved in the slave ring as well. I mean, short term, that would be something we could do in the city.
Them and the letter from
Casmogen's associate in terms of pulling that string, but I think we definitely have much that is afoot here.
Yeah, I mean the priority has to be finding solutions for Lorenzo. I mean, I don't know.
Agreed.
I'm amazed he's not already gone by now. How quickly he accelerated from when he used his bag to when we were at the steps. I know your high priestess said they had found something maybe to slow it, but I mean, he's on the clock, so we need to find an answer for that sooner. Yeah. But more than anything else, we need to find an answer to fix him.
We need to find an answer to that, but I think also we very much need to find out whether there is something with the goddess Lyra that we can clear our ledgers, as it were, because the longer that holds, the more again, the pound of flesh analogy, the more it makes me concerned.
I'm not a fan of some random god being owed a favor, but hey, maybe Grayson will have a chance tonight in his little isolation chamber to have a chat with his goddess.
Well,
rules.
The hour again grows late. Do you guys wish to retire at the church, or do you wish to go elsewhere to seek your rest tonight?
I'll be staying at the church. I'm gonna go hit up the tavern that I ever so briefly worked at. To make my apologies, grab my things, and compensate the tavern owner with a couple gold for my absence last night.
Okay.
And then come back here and crash.
Can I bring Gray Soul his portion of the gold?
Yes, absolutely. All right. So, Brick, you're going out in the night?
If Brick's going to go out in the night, I'm going to make sure that he doesn't go alone, and so he's able to re-access the keep.
Oh.
Tara, do you want to have Tara go with him, or do you want to go? Or both?
I think the more the merrier in terms of it's the dead of the night, and we are neck deep in danger.
All right.
It'll be a quick trip, guys. I just need to grab some stuff, make some apologies.
Yeah.
Grease some palms.
All right. Well, we're going to do that real quick, and then I'll cut back to Birch and Gray Soul in a second. But you guys go out. The rain still falls. You're alone on the streets at this point. It's almost 4 a.m. Give me a round of perception checks as you go.
It's dark out.
All right. As you guys get up outside the Tip Tankard,
Not very good.
the tavern that you were temporarily employed at, Brick, you see that there is outside the building that you had your nest in, for lack of a better term. You find a sack with your things outside the door.
I will go take it. Is the tavern still open?
No, it is past last call. Everyone has gone to bed. You know that at one point perhaps the tavern keepers will be awake in the morning, and you could come by then to make some amends. But you're looking at this sack, and Tara, you notice across the front door what looks to be some kind of graffiti.
What does it say?
It is written in a language that you guys don't seem to understand. Actually, what languages do you guys speak and read real quick?
I speak Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
Okay.
Common and Draconic for me.
Mm-hmm. Feld?
Those and Celestial.
Yeah, you guys are all looking at them, and you see that it's big, and it seems to be written in like a bright red color, and it seems to be pretty fresh, and it's all across the front of the building, or all across the front of the door, like across the frame, like spanning both sides of the door frame, and it seems to be in a tongue that you aren't familiar with. A very crude tongue, and crudely written.
I'm going to, let me see, what do I have?
It's not blood, is it?
Give me an insight check, or an investigation check, pardon me. It is not blood, but it seems to be paint made of blood, ochre, and a mix of bone marrow and berries.
Do either of you guys... Sorry, do either of you guys have, like, paper and pen of any kind?
I'm sure I have. Let's see.
Well, wouldn't you also have that? I mean, you're a bard. You always.
I would rule that the bard has something akin to this, like maybe like a moleskine, you know.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm gonna, because I gotta write my lyrics down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and copy down. I'm going to copy down as best as I can what I see on the door.
Okay.
And maybe get a little smear of it onto the paper. Do I recognize this at all in terms of any sort of language?
I mean, it's definitely a language, but not one that you would. Give me actually. You know what? Give me a history check.
History check. That's why I did investigation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go history. Same 19.
All right. Looking at this, you recognize that this kind of mix has been used by like. It's the kind of crude paint that the greenskins would use.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look around. Do I hear? I'm gonna listen into the night and try.
Give me a perception.
Anything? That was persuasion.
Oh yeah, give me a perception, not a persuasion. You're not trying to persuade the night. You're trying to hear in the night.
Yeah. Oh, still good. 17.
Hey,
yeah.
Nighttime.
The only thing that you hear padding in the night is the sound of rain on cobblestones right now.
Is there a water barrel nearby?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. As you guys discover this and you're looking around, we then swipe over to Grey Soul. You've been sitting alone for about an hour now. No one has come. Not since Kendrick decided to take his leave of you. You guys talked for a few more moments, but then he left when he realized that you weren't going to give him the kind of information that he sought. And the toughest thing is that when you're alone is when you're alone with idle hands and idle mind, that is when the line between what you've come to accept as your visions and reality blur. Give me a wisdom save.
Okay, wisdom save coming up.
And you botch it. And you botch it. Okay.
This should be good. I was secretly rooting for you to fail. What's gonna happen to you, Lorenzo?
Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep yet.
He is now struck deaf and dumb.
So, Grey Soul, you owe me.
Is that you, Lyra?
Of course it is. Who else would it be?
Well, it gets a little crowded in here sometimes. But yes, I do. My fellow traveling companions are kind of anxious to know when they're going to be asked their favor as well.
All in due time, all in due time. Corvus. How much have you let them know about you? How much of the truth have you let them in on? You have so many secrets. So many quiet little things that you don't want anybody else to hear about, anybody else to find out about. How do you manage to keep it all in? More importantly, how is it that you manage to keep them all straight? It's a wonder that you haven't gone insane yet. Oh, but then again, you are talking to yourself right now, aren't you? Or me. Are you really sure?
I guess not.
Ah, delightful, delightful. You know your friend's going to die. There's nothing I can do to save him at this point. Maybe I'll just take his soul directly and put it to good use. But he was going to betray you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes. Well, he's already tried to steal from you. He's already tried to steal from you, and he's already betrayed you by working in the shadows against you. You know this, don't you? You know this to be true. You know he can't be trusted.
Well, yeah, he's a little untrustworthy, but what is he?
A
What is
little.
his betrayal?
Oh, little.
I
look
met
forward.
this guy hours ago.
Once he's dead, I look forward to recruiting his soul to put him to work. He will do me so much good in the afterlife. You selling his soul to me in particular was quite the prize. I thought it was wonderful having the paladin in my pocket, but now that I understand a little bit more about who else you brought to me, oh, this is going to be lovely.
Well, that was not exactly our deal that you presented. There wasn't a full selling of a soul. You just wanted a favor.
Oh, well. But when someone is dead and and I haven't claimed my favor yet, their soul is forfeit. Because they owe me. You could do me a favor. What if I asked you to do me a favor right now and asked you to send his soul to me directly? You know you can't refuse that. It's in the contract. If I ask for it, you have to do it.
That doesn't sound like a little favor to me.
Little is relative. Birch, check your DMs. So, do you want me to ask for that? I could let you off the hook. I'll let you off the hook right now. I'll even let the paladin off the hook. Would you accept that? If I told you to go kill Lorenzo for me and deliver his soul to me with that unclaimed blot upon it, I'd let you go? And even your little shiny friend.
I think I've made enough decisions for my friends, and I really doubt that as a paladin of Helm he would take that kind of a deal. So I'm going to have to decline you on that.
Oh. What will you do for me to stop me from demanding that of you?
Give you a nice foot massage.
Really useful for an ethereal voice that only exists in your head, isn't it?
Well, for now, but I mean, if you are the goddess of illusions and deceit, I mean, I'm sure you can manifest yourself, right? Surely you have that power.
Can I? Or am I just a voice inside your head? Oh, it is fun. You can hear that knocking at the door.
Graceful,
Hello?
I freaked my dog out with the knocking.
Birch, are you in dog form out there?
I dropped dog form. Hold on 1 second. Wake up the whole family. Oh, Jesus. Hold on.
How about I ask you to kill this one for me?
Hey, Graceful, can I come in?
Please, yeah. Is the door... Wait a minute. Is the
I
door
don't
not
know.
locked?
I think you're supposed to just stay in as a rule. I think I could just come in.
I try to open the door. Is it open?
The door opens.
Yeah, stay in there if it makes them happy. I've been thinking. I kind of like illusions as well. I don't think a god of illusion can be that bad. I mean, check this out. And I cast
Oh,
the
this is interesting.
I cast the cantrip of druidcraft.
Oh,
and
he
it
thinks
makes
he's so
these
cute.
leaves- It makes these leaves fall. And
Oh,
as they're
the
falling,
leaf trick.
I
Brilliant.
toss him his portion of coins. And I say, I didn't come to this city to adventure and make friends and do all these things. But in 3-4 days, I have more gold than I ever dreamed of. We saved children. Can't be all that bad. I think we're doing all right.
For the most part.
Right?
Well, my deity's trying to drive a really difficult bargain right now.
Oh, you told him about me. Tisk, 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 tisk.
I don't speak to my deity the way that you do.
Normally, I don't either. This is a very interesting situation for me.
Now he knows about me. Oh, he
Well,
knows
just
that you're
remember
crazy.
Your deity wouldn't talk to you if you weren't important. And that means that your opinion matters.
Or maybe I'm a little crazy.
I don't know.
Are you denying the miracle I did for you? Are you denying the miracle? I could undo it right now.
Graceful.
Would you like to have that undone? Is that what you're telling me? Tell him you believe in me. Tell him that you know that I saved you. Tell him, Grey Soul. Speak the words aloud. Tell him that you are faithful to me still, my cleric.
Okay. Fine. Just give me a second here. All right. Birch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, something miraculous happened down in that dungeon. And it was the touch of my deity. But I don't know if I'm always hearing that voice in my head, if it is my deity, or it's something else, or it's my internal voice, separate from my control of it, I guess, as it were.
He's going to lock you up forever if you keep talking. They all will. They'll all turn their backs on you.
I don't know much about the brain or other people's gods and how all that works. So I'm probably not much help here. But you've done good things in the few days I've known you. So it can't be all bad.
That's my hope.
Once they get to know you, Corvus, they'll all abandon you just like the others did. But
I'm going to bed. You get some rest, huh?
All right.
Night,
Lorenzo is right down the hall. You might want to check on him, too.
I'll try.
I heard him screaming earlier, but it's been quiet since.
You heard him screaming.
Yeah.
I'll go have a
Pretty
look.
sure it was him.
I'll have a look and hope I see him.
Don't get yourself turned into a chamber pot. They're really big on that around here, and it's a little weird, even for me.
Look, I'm not into whatever those people are into. That I know. And I'm going to head over to Lorenzo's door and just listen in for a second.
Okay. You close the door and leave, Graysoul?
Yeah.
All right. He seems nice.
Yeah, he is.
And you consigned part of his soul to me. Oh, just wait until they understand the depths of your betrayal. Nighty-night. Birch, give me a perception check.
I've rolled like 4s all night, so I'm sure this will be great.
Let's see if you get a good one.
I've got, just the odds.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there you go. So you come up to the door where Lorenzo is being kept. And before you knock on it, you actually do hear a couple of voices within. And you hear, it sounds like the professor talking with his 2 acolytes. We need to find out where this came from. Don't let them know that it's just if they use an item. An infected item. Don't let them know that. We need to make sure that they give us the entrance to the enclave first. Because can you imagine what else is down there? Oh, I know, and but they're claiming rights of conquest. It's like conquest doesn't apply within the city bounds. We'll get the barristers to fix that, but the first thing we need to do is we need to lock up the doors there. We need to find this entrance, and we need to make sure that we lay claim to it before they can. Yeah, I think I think they're onto us, though. Well, you go now and wake the headmaster, inform him what's going on, and let's put some pressure on with the town guard, the city hall. Someone has to know something. There are no secrets in the city. We know what we can find. We just need to put the screws to the right people. And no one can afford to lay claim to that city, that enclave, except us. All right, go. You hear them coming to the door.
I rush back to Grey Soul's room. Go inside and close the door.
Give me a stealth check.
You'll beat me 11.
What was that? And with that, we'll call it a night.
Cool.
Awesome.
Who would believe that you can't trust a bunch of wizards? I'm shocked.
Right?
Shocked, I tell you.
I'm fascinated to see how we get Lorenzo out of this.
No, that I don't know.
Yeah.
Although it might just be a greater restoration. I just don't have that spell.
Well,
they would. I mean, if that's, I'm sure the church has great restoration, but it's not going to be that easy.
It's time to consult the star of Helm that gave us the riddle before.
Yeah. Oh, we need to go back and check
well,
out
the Star of Justice can only be activated once per week. It has been 48 hours roughly since the last time you used it. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I think that might even be generous. Yeah. That might even be generous. I'm not certain.
Well, perhaps there are other relics within the church.
Yeah, but we'll pick that up next week, guys. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah.
It was like July.
Get deep into politics.
Yep. All right. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Gregory Crafts, and it was my pleasure to be your dungeon master this evening. I'd like to say thank you again to the Brute Squad. Brutes, you guys got anything going on you want to talk about, share about, shout out, anything?
I would just like to say I did Sober January as a bartender. For those of you who've done it, congratulations.
Good on you.
For those of you who have not, perhaps I would advise you to perhaps see about taking a month off and see how that goes for you. I think in this COVID time, it's a great time to check up and see how you're doing with different things and take care of yourself. If you need help, your friends are out here and want to help you. And mask up and take care. Give calls to people who you haven't talked to in a while. It's been rough for everybody, but you're not alone.
Absolutely. Well said, man. Well said. And I agree wholeheartedly. And God bless you for being able to do Sober January with the month that we had, man. Holy crap. Yeah.
It's been interesting.
Yeah. True that. True that. Anybody else got anything they want to shout out before we call it a night?
I did sober 9 months. I'm done for a minute.
Yeah. That is true. And you got a baby to show for it. Weird. So, you know, but we tip our caps. So yeah, raising the next generation of adventurers here. So I look forward.
Imagine that, women doing it so much better than the men do, and us missing it.
Awesome. Alrighty, guys. Well, once again, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you will, folks, join me for the Secrets of the Barrow Maze starting later this week. I'm so excited to get that going. I think that's going to be just a kick-ass kind of event here. I'm excited to get it going. I hope some of the brutes, if you guys are interested, I hope you guys will jump in on that, and we'll get a whole bunch of other folks going in. We're going to go explore some barrows. And yeah, of course, I've got a whole bunch of other sessions available to book. You could take a look at the rotator on the screen here during the pre, post, and intermission feed. And yeah, with that, I'm going to leave you guys out tonight with the rock and metal of Invocation Array, and we will see you guys here next week for the continuing saga of the Brutes in the Shackled City. Have a great night, have a great week, and roll some 20s.
runs with